flip that aggression on. You got to do it just a little bit faster.
Now, as much as it's been quiet from their POV with Ulf, you've seen them starting to show up in the Elim feed with those shots from distance. They've been pretty good with some of the connections they've had off the DMRs to steal away points in amongst the commotion from other squads. We get their full POV there as they start to advance, get a bit of a read on things. KRX, they've been playing more of a quiet, passive rotate. They've had a lot of opportunities where they could have fought Jukes, but they've been thinking about the end game.
Yeah, and they're thinking about those leaderboards right now, right? You got Enigma Galaxy out, you got Team Flash out. Putting some points on the board here is critical, especially when you got 4 Thrives still in the mix here with all 4 up. But yeah, look at that, 4 Thrives. Fallock getting a knock onto Aaron with that nade. Definitely want to go take a look at that one there, as the zone is starting to close. Ooh, bounce nade just a little bit too short. So it looks like Wolf will be able to get that reset, so very fortunate for them. But 4 Thrives now know exactly where they're at.
Keeping them guessing at least with the moves. Decent amount of awkward cover to play with, so it's hard to get those clean connections off. If the fight breaks out from the squads in front with OG and 4 Thrives, you could attempt to move up on it. In the hands for Scarface. Smoke going to go up so they can close the gap somewhat. Rifles in play, shots on Scarface. Taking a decent amount of damage off it. And he get that one on target. Woo. It's ACOP up top. Smooth shots over. Low on health here, Jukes. Meanwhile, T24 and 4 Thrives as a roster actually shutting down gaming stars that were encroaching in. It's all starting to bubble up, Jukes.
Hey, 4 Thrives say, hey, you know what? It's time to pop up and get in the mix here. They're going to get into the action as Orangutan. You're going to need to hit these nades, and they do get one. Let's see what WizGod could do. Gonna have to make some shots outside these windows. Oh, never mind, jumps out the door. Oh, but just a little bit too late, gets turned around. And now Ulfer on the push, trying to soak up as many eliminations as they can. Meanwhile, 4 Thrives, just looking like a lion in the jungle, ready to strike.
Clawing through the competition with ease. Once again, Falak comes out swinging. Heavy is the hand of Falak as he starts to slap his way through the competition here. Rotate back over, set their attention on Orangutan and Ulf and see if they can third party onto this awkward encounter. Nades being primed. Top floor control there with a DBS watching the runner, but it's the nade they didn't expect. Blows them away from the back.
4 Thrives, stealing away those points. A cop, though, does get that knock on the Falak. That's going to buy them a little bit of time here. Huzaifa is right up and goes first with that nade. He gets Scarface looking for a little bit more. The blue zone starting to close in just a minute here, and 4 Thrives are dominating this building. Ulf, OG are completely stuck.
Trapped in position and panicking as Huzaifa goes absolutely ballistic on the cleanup. Shuts down Ulf, rips them away from any potential plays and looks to do more single-handedly. This is scary now, Jukes. Orangutan trapped still. Finally on the peek out, that's a knockback. Alula with the third party from the top.
Ah, that angle that was so dominant. Quick finally crests that hill and makes 4 Thrives just slow down. Just a little bit. They still have 2 players up. 8 eliminations, though. That's going to put them into second.
Got to trust in the source, Jukes. They're bringing it. It's been good so far. But how long does it last? OG suffering heavy casualties as well. The shots are on point. Goodbye, good night. ACOP the only one left in the rear. And that's the Foops man and Goat team starting to build on this one as well. You've got to be scared of the Goats, Jukes. They bite.
Making it happen. Force getting another shot on the leaderboards there. And that is Orangutan out and eliminated. We got 4 teams remaining here. 4 Thrives, KRX, Goat, and Alula. Let's see what 4 Thrives could do with their duo. IQ, man, that buggy is in big trouble. So right now, just hugging the circle, driving around, trying to get a little bit more intel, figure out what is going to be the plan here. Oh, running into that tree definitely wasn't a part of the plan, I'll tell you that right now. But He does get away with it. Nades are starting to ring on out. He knows exactly where GOAT is. Yeah, he's got to have to move to safety here because they're going to start shooting that buggy if he ain't careful.
This is vintage GOAT with how they're playing it. The 2-2 set up early with Moxie and Force advancing, but they switch it up. Call for the rotate. Killer Joe takes the fight straight to T24 and punishes with 4 frags falling to the might of the GOAT once again. Sight dialed in back over to where KRX are set up. 11 elims already, Jukes.
Ooh, they're looking good. You know, GOAT wants this win. They want to put themselves in the top 5 right here and now. They might just do it here. Meanwhile, you got KRX. They were sitting, what, in 4th place a little earlier, so they're looking pretty, but not for long. They got no more vehicles. There's nothing but open field right in front of them. I would like to see them get a little bit more aggressive here. You have the numbers, right? Start spreading your wings a little bit. Don't allow GOAT to catch you on the back foot.
A brief moment, a respite falling across the battleground. Trust in Foops for the push-up. Trying to get a read on it. No easy angle for Alula to peek back over onto him as well. Fear of the backline tag. Force good for the lineup. Few bullets on target, Jukes, just damage.
Hey, you guys know all about Coops. What do you know about Foops, man? I'll tell you what. That's a man right there. Let's see what he can do. 477. Trying to catch some hit markers all the way from downtown, and this is what I'm talking about. Alula have been playing it very passively here. That's letting GOAT spread their wings little here. Maybe press down as KRX, yeah, just stuck wide in the open. All eyes are on them. Super tough. GOAT just punishing them.
Alula trying to steal the points from the downs that are coming over from GOAT team onto KRX and at least get something extra from this one.
Nice shot.
Decent shot. It's clean. Force with a push-up as well. Quick. I don't think he's going to be fast enough to win out on a duel like this. Good reset from Killer Joe as well. If Hooksy peaks, his days should be numbered. Dominant from Killer Joe as the elims are being racked up, and GOAT looking to blow their way to another chicken dinner on this one.
It's looking good here. First Miramar looked like it might just go on over to GOAT. Quick goes down. That's that front line eliminated. And now Killer Joe's gonna have to make a play here. Claws goes down. It's all up to Rev. Killer Joe gets it done, and that is GOAT team with another chicken dinner, and this one was a big one.
GOAT team delivering again on the big stage. A ton of talent, a powerful roster. And it seems like even with the changes, it's starting to fall into place the way they play off each other. This added element of aggression from Killer Joe, who lives up to his name time and time again. Sick to see, Jukes. It's sick to see.
Yes, it is. You can take a look at their jerseys. You can see what it says right on the front of it. The great of all time. That's what they want to be. That's what they're trying to etch their name in. Here so far, we see Enigma Galaxy, right, making some things happen, especially after a rough couple of tournaments. Yeah, we got to see Coops. I remember I talked to Raouf after PFGO Season 1 when Coops wasn't there, and I was like, hey, whose fault is it? He's like, Coops, 100%, you know what? But hey, maybe it's his time to shine here and the rest of these squads as we get into the final match of day number 1.
The biggest and brightest, we saved the best till last, and it is going to be an absolute blast here for everyone live in the arena in Paris, France. For the viewers at home, strap in, get a seatbelt attached to your chair, or else you may be blown straight out of it.
Let's get it going here. We got a nice southern play path headed right up to the north. Unfortunately, El Pozo is not going to be within range, so these teams are going to be having to head out early onto the eastern side of the map here. But yeah, once this match is over, we got 6 more games left to go. 3 keys are getting crushed tomorrow, and not just keys, dreams as well, right? Of trying to be the Esports World Cup champions.
Hopes, dreams, everything you've been working for throughout the season, really, this year as well, Jukes, right? And then imagine, you put all those blood, sweat, and tears on the line. You get here to Paris, it goes wrong off the back of 2 days. And you got to stare at Barney, crushing your keys. Oh, bud, what a nightmare.
He's good at that. He's good at that, too.
he always sort of, you know, he G's you up and makes you feel good about it, but you've lost.
But you lost.
You've lost, Jukes. It's the worst case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to go home here and now because there's still so much prize pool left to be had. And history left to be made here. So we got the plane path, we got the circle, and it looks like we're going to be made here. So we got the plane path, we got the circle, and it looks like we're going to be heading in a similar position as we saw in the last game, right? Los Leones in play, La Bendita in play as well. But no hot drops once again. Tomorrow, you know, as we get into the day after tomorrow, is going to be interesting because we heard there from the Rebels that there is a possibility he is going to see some hot drops. But hey, even one of the best is like, let's avoid them, right? I think you guys can drop, take your side of the loot, but let us get out of here. We'll fight you later on.
Yeah, I think the sheer size and scope of the competition here, right, it's one of those where if we were going for like a max man insight, it'd be a matter of it's just pointless. The risk versus reward is so low, just play your own game, right? Then you've got someone like me where I'm saying, yeah, but it is kind of fun though.
Yeah, it's fun to watch, that's for sure.
But yeah, you're right. Strategy-wise, you probably avoid that.
Yeah, pretty much at all costs. I mean, your chances of getting all 4 eliminations without losing a single player are just so low, and 99% of the time it happens, it's putting you so far behind rotationally. So even if you do get those eliminations, you're late to circle, and you end up with 5 points instead of a possible, like, 20-point game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just, it's really, really difficult to deal with.
And that's factoring in everyone actually survives as well, right?
Yeah.
You lose one player, it's just such a cutthroat response now. It makes it so much easier for the conversions. This level of play as well, right? The drills are so much cleaner. You see a 3-man team, you're just thinking, oh, this is a field day. One less player, yeah, let's just clean it up. Push together, outnumber them, get the trade, easy pickings.
That's what it's all about here. Let's take a look here at the leaderboards, all right? We got GOAT in first place now with 47 points, looking really good. 4 Thrives right behind him here. Man, this top 5 is pretty dang close. Only 10-point difference so far. So for these top 3 squads, make a top 4. This is their opportunity to make a little bit of a point gap for tomorrow. And for the rest of the lobby, they need to clutch this one up here and now. But it's already starting to feel like it's going to be a pretty close group here.
I think so, man, especially with some of the results we got out of that prior game, right, where we hit sort of around sort of the 9-minute mark. We had that awkward encounter on the road with the Aurora drive-by. That resulted in like 3 teams being absolutely crippled for a good late-game finish from the amount of eliminations they suffered. Then everyone else just starts to lick their wounds and really play slow. Just didn't work. And you come into a lobby like this now with what we've seen, right? That strategic, slower approach that's been working from GOAT. Honestly, I think their defaults have been really clean. Like the mechanical approach from it, it's good rotations. The comms have been clean to allow them to set up. And once again, they want a later wrap in where they will just happily sit in the blue, loot up, look for an end game. It's where they're at their best. I won't lie. Early game, it does look a bit shaky. But they get to a late game circle, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, if they can just play it just a little bit conservatively and make sure they can reach to that late game, I mean, we could definitely see some great things from GOAT. Absolutely. Right now, everybody just playing a little bit of game and keep away, just trying to get looted up and set it up for the end game here. Aurora, a little bit of a dry spell here in the past couple of games. They still have some great points on the board. One good game here could definitely set them up. But some other teams, I think I would really like to see a good performance here. Going to be all those squads in that 9th, pretty much on down position. This is a good opportunity for them to go into tomorrow with a lot more confidence. Out of all those names on the list, I'm looking at Furia, right? I mean, this is a Brazilian squad, tons of potential. They got a phenomenal coach in Coach Knight, and we know what they can do. It's just been taking them a little long here to get started. So with this kind of lobby and only so many games left, you can't really let off the pedal this quickly. You got to start putting that pedal to the metal.
Yeah, this is the sort of match where you need a big finish for the end of the day. Leave yourself in a better mindset when they get back to the sort of prep room or the hotel as well, right? They can unpack the bag, but obviously much easier if there is some good benefit to speak about. Some moments they can look on fondly and say, look, we were already adapting and fixing things as the day went on. Let's refine that going into day 2. If once again it kind of blows up in their face, then yeah, those conversations are a lot more awkward and probably not as productive. Like you say, it's kind of similar, at least, as this has gone on for Aurora. A very talented squad, individuals that can absolutely lamp other players out of the battleground if given a fair fight. But some awkward moments. I'm also kind of impressed by the fact that although it's not been the best day overall in terms of the point game for Gaming Star, the way they've been able to just ruin some good squads' lives.
Yeah.
They're just stealing the odd player here and there. And those eliminations have been really bad for our top teams.
It's like they have just been pestering these teams, right? Like you see a squad that just looks so good, like, oh, look, and then just, boom, all of a sudden you see random knock from Gaming Star. Like you see their name always in these critical fights. You know, they're down in 14th place. So they need to get that big win. You know, I just want to see them, instead of just kind of going for those steal plays all the time, try to find that end game. That's where you're going to put up those serious points. And a team that is definitely serious here in this one is 4 Thrives, man. Great start for our PMGO Season 1 champs here. Looking to get another title underneath their belt. And man, I'll tell you what, if 4 Thrives win this one, ooh, that's gonna put them in the history books at this point.
It'd be unbelievable, dudes. The result would seem so much just for the players, the organization, but the nation as well, with the amount of excitement.
Oh yeah.
It's the fact even here, live in France, right, we've heard some of that energy building up. Falak's popping off. It starts to get loud in here.
Oof, man, I'll tell you what, even my DMs are blowing up. Like, hey, have you met 4 Thrives yet? Have you seen them yet? You know, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen them, man.
I got the jersey, yeah, don't worry.
I talked to them. These guys are always such kind folks, and a great set of people, great team overall. And I got a lot of high hopes for that squad, as well as so many others, man. I mean, it's great to see, like I mentioned earlier, just how well this whole lobby has developed here over time. But now I think it's time to maybe even add GOAT to that list, because GOAT could be that new rising star team that is looking to etch their name in the history books. Next zone, about to go on up. Very, very quiet start here. You could definitely see that these teams are not going to be dealing with any kind of fatigue here, as they know that they got to play hard up until the last second. And with a southern shift like this, that's going to make this brutal.
We've gone from what will be a very quiet start to, you imagine, quite an explosive back-to-back connection of engagements on the rotation here now then. Looking far worse for wear with some of our teams. 4 Thrives already in a good position from where they were pre-zone shift, and they can try and get set up with a good compound to play with. You're going to have Furia and Aurora coming in to link up as well. The mass migration of squads that are all condensing in. And honestly, mate, this works out in a weird way for GOAT, because they love those late wraps into the zone. They're happy to sit in the blue outside of circle for as long as they can.
Yeah, I mean, other teams were set up pretty, but now they're having, everybody's going to have to move with this zone. Yeah, Fury, silence! The tire has been popped, and there's nothing you could do. That's 4 Thrives. You can hear the crowd starting to pop off the second they saw that elimination. But guys, again, that is what you got to do. If you see a buggy, aim for the tires. You hit the right one of those front ones, boom, that vehicle's spinning out.
Not the kind of donut you want at an event like this, mate. Big play there to open it up from them. The first elim goes the way of IQ as 4 Thrives do open it up with a nice initial pick onto Silence. Dive out through the window. The mantle giving free time to damage here from 4 Thrives again, Jukes. Peaks clean as well. Trader blows, looking for the follow-up off the nade. Barely bursts outside the window.
Man, these peaks back and forth are insane there. Falak getting in some good damage on the Chief, but Chief getting a couple shots in return. It's both these teams just peppering each other little by little. But this is honestly a good place for them where they can both just share it out for a little while, you know? Like, you got a good central position. Take your time. Don't put yourself in a compromising spot to lose a player early, and just wait for that end game. Now, looking at the circle, Jackie, quick question. What do you see, right? Anything interesting?
फौजी कटिया कटोरा कट
Make me look hot.
Bass that we drop, bass that we drop, bass that we makes Hot 70 Pro. Be hot, be different.
Been pretty good as an
So far.
kind of mirrored on either side here as well. You got the coastline wrap in, right? Killer Joe and Foops that have been pretty good as an aggressive duo. With Force and Moxie playing this backline assault. If they run into RRQ, could be an opportunity to take the fight to them. Aurora, if they can set up as well, mate, chances that they're just going to have clashes ushered towards them. But Jukes, that's the shift.
Are you kidding me? That's the perfect shift for a team like GOAT because they were already on the rotation and now they have an open path into this next zone. It's not going to be like that for when it comes to the side of Enigma Galaxy. They're a little bit late to the party here, so they're going to have to fight their way in. That's for sure, because there's not a lot of spots left at this zone. It is jam-packed. Meanwhile, Flash trying to get on the rotation. They get popped out their vehicles. That's Bose and Zeus out of the game. EK, they'll take those points all day long.
DK been good for the occasional duel here in close combat. Tops just looking to try and cut his losses. Heads out the way of TTG though. That's going to be fun to talk. Looking to see if they can light him up. Takes a bit of damage, it seems, from what we caught there on the map side. AJ looking for the response on it. Wit lucky to even be alive here. Very low on HP from that. And Doc taking the fight to T24. That's 4 Thrives getting lit up.
Yeah, our player knocked. I believe they should have been in some building, so they should be able to get that res here. Let's see what happens though. Teams just not, and all these squads, I'll tell you what, with so much on the line, there are no little slight peaceful contracts. Sometimes you have some teams that are dead center that just say, hey, you guys look that way, we'll look this way, and fight each other later on. But no, these guys do not like sharing any real estate nearby. Enigma Galaxy, again, late in the zone. They're going to have to eat a little bit of blue damage here, scout things out, move up just little by little.
It feels like they've just been kind of hunting, right? Tracking OG's rotates and looking to make sure they never reveal themselves until they're in a position to actually build off the back of playing that card with how slow they've opted to approach this one. Thinking about late game, thinking about placements and elims on it. And not wanting to risk faltering early. Killer Joe with a bit of a scouting play, slightly further advanced. You got that close grouping from AGAL and Aurora, just trying to get the read on that from the elevation. Meanwhile here, Gaming Star and Furia, Ulf up on the ridge side. Let's see if they can do it again, but Gaming Star do seem to just throw spanners in the works for some of our top teams.
They're getting involved in so many of these random fights here. Just haven't been able to last as a full squad and get like a really true engagement, but they're finding these little cheeky angles and just making it so difficult on the rest of these teams here. They are sitting in that cutoff position right there in 14th place. You can see that down on the bottom right. Top 3 at the end of tomorrow are eliminated. Their keys, their dreams are going to get crushed. So we'll have to see a team like Gaming Star make it happen here now. Enigma Galaxy, yeah, still pushing in this blue zone. Wondering where this next zone is going to pop. A little bit more of a central zone here, so nothing crazy. We're going to have to see teams scramble to this next circle. And after that pop, Coops is like, all right, time to go. Let's get into this next zone and find our spot.
In the meantime, KRX as well, getting their sights honed in. One shot back over, getting the initial knock onto TTG. So Thunder Talks losing Zing so far. Awake looking on the periphery to see where this is coming from as Hooksy hard commits onto it, gets the flush and another Elim point going their way. They're first on the board for this last game here on day 1 of the competition.
Thunder Talk in last place. Just they ended up finding at least a spot of coverage in this zone. They're pretty dead center here, so this is their time to shine here. And there's Gaming Stars, right? Catching Ayala there. Rolex 20 gonna be busting out that name. Let's see if either of these teams are gonna get one. Oh, yeah, he saw that one coming. Said back it up. And that's exactly what they're gonna do. I'd like to see Gaming Stars maybe group up a little bit more here, as they are very, very split, especially for a team currently in 14th place. Meanwhile, though, Furia, you got Ayala just holding this warehouse all by himself for now. The rest of his team's gone. Yeah, Chief, Igor are already dead center, so it's literally just Ayala against the world there.
Meanwhile, this is what's been setting up over on the ridge side. It's RRQ up close towards Go. Oh, Force as he set up for it. He's got support from Killer Joe in the back line. Diving out of the vehicle, but he takes the fight straight to them. DBS doing bits as he commits with a headshot. RRQ gonna rage quit from that one as he claps back instantaneously. And Force still tracking him down as well. They look to try and take the peak back over. SMG play gets paid off that one. Goat gonna lose a man.
He did not expect the push that quickly. The rest of Goat, unfortunately, not able to support him in time. Now they're hearing this engagement, though. That is a nice nade. That one definitely stung. Moxie said, I got one more for you. I got one more for Force. And now Boopsman is in the mix, looking to punish RRQ for taking out their teammate. Well, you're going to have to do it the hard way here because RRQ, they got the smokes up, they got the support, and the same exact way, but shut down from a nade of Killer Joe.
Low on HP though, Fuchs can't afford to make another mistake, needs backup from the boys to save their bacon here. Killer Joe looking for the close quarters engagement. That's the spam on the first, take the confirmation with a backup of Moxie, locks inside the smoke, but they deal with it, Jukes.
And that is Goat on the move once again. 4 eliminations here. That's going to put a little bit more points on that leaderboard. Puts them up to 51. They did lose 1 player in the process. But when you're on top of leaderboards, man, that gives you a lot more breathing room to do what you got to do. But, man, we got pretty much a true Los Leones finish here. This is going to be interesting. We're going into the last second.
Urban combat embodied, bud. It's going to be a very different encounter from what we've seen on some of our final fights throughout today. Lula as well. Losing another man there as Gaming Star once again takes shots over, getting the confirmation off with a Mini 14. Bit of a knock back onto him as well. Looks like Maniac should be able to reset that one with Rolex deep in the back line towards the very split setup from Furia. Oh, and he goes down.
Oh, yeah. So Gaming Star are going to lose 1. They're going to have 3 on the edge of the circle. Goat team are going to have to start pushing on in. Everybody else is already in this zone, so don't expect a crazy amount of movement here. I think we're going to see a lot of teams just kind of turtle up for a little bit longer. But yeah, every time you have a Los Leones finish here, there's so much cover that I am not going to be shocked that we see this literally go until the final seconds of that Zone 9.
The coach cam POV there as well for Geekake.
He's watching. Now he's looking at the camera.
Those eyes dialed in, hoping the squad will be able to deliver once again here. 2 elims racked up so far, Duke. Still alive and standing with all 4 members as well. Had a great start to the day. What's their finish going to be like?
Yeah, that's the question. That's the question. And you can see right now, looking at the leaderboards, we got a few squads that have done very well today. And the mid pack can still bounce up here and now. So it's anybody's game here, folks. After this game, we'll have 6 more matches tomorrow. That's going to be it for Group A. But we ain't there yet. We still got this game left to go. So I am not surprised that we're seeing a lot of teams play this very calculated, very deliberate. Nothing fancy here in the last game, right? Don't make any kind of crazy pushes where you're going to get yourself third-partied. Just get some good coverage. You know, look out with that.
On to a win, changing his name to defeat off the back of got been called for, Jukes, but it's a little bit late on the rotate, so Moxie's done for. Killer Joe peeks up top side. Good shots, onto a win, changing his name to defeat off the back of that one with the headshot delivering. And tops all that's left, 1v2 versus the GOAT crew.
And he is on the run now. Yeah, he said, you know what, I don't know if I want any of this. He hops in that buggy, and he's going to be looking for some random spot in this next zone to hopefully extend his tournament life just a little bit longer for his team.
That's Aurora again playing their card. Quick from Alula, getting hit heavy. And Tops actually caught to give away a 3-point over the Enigma there as they will hit that one on the drive-by. So getting themselves a cheeky Elim on the board. Seeing if they can start to build off the back of that. They've been given a lot of space since they got into the zone. It was a slow rotate, but they've been sitting pretty. And at some point, OG might contest up towards them. We see the zone condense in. It could change things. Flower H with a good elevated angle as well towards the window side for AGAL.
Here we go, though. 10 seconds left on the clock. And we're going to find out where this next zone goes. And when that happens, we are definitely going to see some eliminations. So let's just see. Will it go up to that north and have so much coverage? It goes dead center. All right. I can feel a shift in the air of this room as now we got quite a few teams are going to have to make the move. You got X-Force, Rejects, KRX, Ulf, Gaming Stars, even Alula going to have to start making a push into the zone. Meanwhile, Aurora sitting in a great spot. Ulf with the Golden Verado, trying to find a place of safety, and Aaron gets popped off by T24.
That's 4 Fribes coming alive again from the back. Leaning in through the window, watch Aurora take the full frontal assault, but Chief claps straight back instantly and domes him out on the stairwell. IQ, eyes lighting up as him and Valak are able to take shots over towards Gaming Stars. So 4 Fribes starting to get into the groove of things now. 4 elims to their name, but the difference is, Jukes, that's still a full 4 squad here in kicking.
That is right. 4 points on the board for 4 Thrives. Yeah, it's starting to feel like victory for them as they are getting into this end game, playing it very, very carefully. Now, 2-minute warning. My prediction, we're going to see a whole lot of nada for 2 minutes, but then once that zone pops, woo, things are going to really pop off. It's that planning phase right now, right? Now's the time to tell your team, all right, zone goes here, we're going in that direction. And, oh, man, Alula running out the building there. You can't do that.
The Kadir City grid starting to get loud as we can hear the crowd giving their energy over towards 4 Fribes. You can see them getting excited, and they did deliver from the peak they took onto Alula. Hit some nice shots from quite far away. Aurora's POV currently maintaining overlook on this encounter between OG and Nigma on the other side of things. It's a decent position, Jukes. You expose yourself, they could get some quick shots off, and we know they're good from range.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes the best defense is a good offense, right? If you're able to shoot at them first, you're going to be just okay. And it looks like Falak is looking to do just that. Oh, my. They almost 1-2-3'd them right there. You can just see that they were like, all right, 1, 2, 3. And top is going to be the one to get that elimination. 2 for the side of Aurora. They have their whole squad up. And this is where they really play their best with some good high ground. They are going to make something happen. And they know that there's a player in that warehouse.
I've had a read on Quick for quite some time. He's just trying to stay alive. Keep out of trouble for as long as possible. Let the other squads take themselves out of the competition. If he can try and rat a bit of a later game finish on it. Meanwhile, Hooksy taking the shots back away. Try and rat a bit of a later game finish on it. Meanwhile, Hooksy taking the shots back
away. Trying to find some angles onto Eves. But with this zone shift, Never in this circle, they got to get moving.
That has to be conceded, and everyone else is ARX up close on the reject. The Advance from it, Jukes.
Let's see if they can. AGAL. No, only one elimination here so far. They still have their whole squad up, but now they're starting to push. This is stage 9, folks.
Embrace life, one shade at a time with Garnier Color Naturals, जिसमें है 3 natural oil. Garnier Color Naturals से मिले
It may have been Flash again.
And we were just
on the
talking about
hunt.
that.
Yeah.
We were, right? I was just saying, like, hey, you know what? Even if your 4 thrives, you got to be concerned here because you're at the top of the leaderboards.
Yeah.
If someone's going to hunt you down, that's the squad to do it. And unfortunately for them, they go out early. Hey, huge opportunity, right, for these teams right below them to surpass them on the leaderboards.
Yeah, Rondo is like very much a good map for saving your run. A lot of times, Silence opening up. Yeah, Chief is down. We get a quick replay. This is Flower H. This is actually the fight versus Thunder Talk, which was going fairly badly. Now, Flower H was having an absolutely sick day yesterday in terms of the damage numbers, and that is a quick spin around. Did they fully go out, though? Let's take a quick look on the leaderboards. Yeah, all gamers, 4 players alive. They look good. They were able to reset on that one. That's fantastic.
That's what you have to do. I mean, I don't know where exactly IQ was because he wasn't in the fight with this team. But he was, I guess, tried to go to a recall tower, got caught out, unfortunately. And that's them done and dusted. Hey, the rest of the lobby's still here, though, 15 teams. Aula, Claws, trying to hit some cheeky shots using that stairwell. Silence is down to 1 HP. He gets the knock, and Claws gets naded. Rest of the team, I think, is just a little bit too far to support him. Actually, never mind. Yeah, right behind him. Quick is there to challenge Furia. Chief going to throw down some smokes to try to get his teammate up here. But with this fight slowing down, yeah, I think Quick is like, oof, this is a little bit too late to start this push.
Yeah, he's in the struggle bus now. And again, this is one of the situations where it's actually very hard to deal with it. Because the amount of sightlines you can kind of angle off here with the smokes, Quick's almost certainly going to go down. Silence just has to play the right-hand side. Chief just needs to eke his way up on the left-hand side here. He has to hit a nasty grenade to even hopefully clutch this one out, but he's only got one chance, and that's it. Stun grenade goes out, and a nade over the top of it, and he's forced off the edge here. So now they control the entirety of the high ground.
Yeah, and Aula, they need these points pretty bad now. Just with this performance alone, right? Just 3 eliminations that puts them out of that bottom 3. But you know, this is that opportunity to do such a good game that sets you up for the rest of this day. I mean, heck, a win here with double-digit eliminations, that puts them in the running for top 5, literally. So, not the worst start. They got 3 elims so far. They still have all their players up. Let's see what they can do.
It's an interesting approach from Malula, though, because the entirety of Neox is very quiet, considering that original playing path. But all 4 players from Malula are here, which means that if they do lose this engagement versus Furia, that's all the chances gone here on Rondo.
Nice pre-fire there from Ayala, and they end up catching him. Oh, but great return fire there from Yasser. Silence on that back end. Quick gonna go ahead and hold behind this coverage. Yeah, Alula should be able to get everybody up. Chief running off this other angle, though, that's gonna make things interesting. But you're right, yeah, Aula fully committed to Neox Factory, and so far it's working, and they are racking up the points.
Much needed points as well, and in 12th place they have dragged themselves out of what was a danger zone earlier. Just Silence left remaining now. Sticky bomb, no helmet, which is kind of the most disastrous thing about this. So many sightlines to deal with on the other side. Pretty hard approach, but they already got the reset in. Pull themselves back into play. That's over towards Fong Tun, though. Man, they got a journey ahead of them.
Yeah, they do. So that I was wondering, like, should Silence even think about like pushing this right now with the rest of his team so far away? Yeah, probably not. He needs to survive and hold on a little bit longer. You definitely want that recall life just for the time being. Next zone just pop on up, goes dead center here. The problem is you got that river just chopping right through the center of it. If that zone does hard shift on over to that left side, it's going to make things pretty difficult. But let's look at this here. Thunder Talk, X-Force Rejects. The team's at the bottom battling it out here. It looks like X-Force Rejects are going to get 3. Oh, getting shot in the back, though. That's Ulf from downtown. Sneaking that knock. But it looks like they should be able to get this res. Oh, actually, no, forget the res. They go for this final elimination. They say, we need these points. And AJ does a great job of holding him off with that shotgun.
That's what works for way through the banister. Catches another. AJ looking good right now. Quick step out on the side. Could push over towards the stairs. Taking more damage coming through from Doc right now, but there are flushes to be had. More eliminations is all really Thunder Talk's looking for in this moment.
Don't see me. Don't see me. Reaper's like, I'm not here. I'm not here. Don't look. Don't turn around. Oh, did he miss him again? No, he spotted him there. So he gets the elimination. X-Force do get a little bit of time to now reset this and get this fight done. Shiva's running in all by himself, though. Got to be careful here as AJ is putting in the work. And he is taking on this squad all by himself. But finally, Shiva shuts him down.
Almost 1v4'd. Honestly, it was very, very close. It was the fact that he got that cheeky angle through the door frame. That might have just been a 1v4 coming through from AJ. I think X-Force Rejects should be able to get a reset on that one, but it feels very uncomfortable. Aurora's looking in that direction. Ulf's looking in that direction too. There is a lot of teams that have sight lines towards them. But you can see here Aurora and Ulf now on the move, so potentially the pressure got alleviated slightly over towards X-Force Rejects, but we'll wait and see.
Oh, that'd be a huge break for them if that's the case. Yeah, if you're X-Force Rejects, if you're Shiva, right now you're just like, where is the nearest recall tower? Problem is that we're already in stage 2, and with that water in the center of this area here, it's gonna make it so difficult for him to find one. But we'll see if that does end up being the case. Looking on over to Aurora, top with 3 eliminations to start things off, looking very, very good here. Quick, it's getting a knock onto Silent, so it looks like Aula is going to be challenging that last player of Furia. They ended up getting that. And now, as a matter of fact, Igor is starting to get in the rest of the zone, but the other 2 are still deep, deep in the blue.
Yeah, I mean, for Fury, it's going to be a while till they actually get themselves in a position where they can play this one out. Right now, it's a lot of driving. A lot of gasoline required too. Enigma Galaxy's still doing the weird thing though. They're doing these 2-2 splits where they send 2 players very far and then they got stragglers behind. I can't tell if it's to try and secure location far side of the circle and then hopefully cut in towards the other side sooner as the circle pops. But it's super risky. It's a really, really super risky strategy. It's working out right now. And they're playing it decently. But again, Ralph's the same dude who came up with the heel strap, right?
Right? Yeah,
Which was real corny. But he's all for corny strategies. But they work. They do work.
So, sometimes you got to think outside the box, and you know.
Yeah, well, maybe he's an innovator. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe corny is not the way to call it.
Who knows, right? I mean, you know what? It's one of those 50-50s, right? If it doesn't work out, he's an idiot, and if it does work out, he's a genius. With this hard shift on over to the left side, that's going to make things pretty.
Reefers yesterday, an immortal man in the lobby. Difficult to remove him here on Rondo. Last pair alive, but was such a problem for RRQ for such a long time. There's a bit more loot on side, but you're right. What we have now, and you alluded to it earlier, is just the river that cuts right through. Plenty of water involved. Hard gamble to make. I think most teams are trying to secure over towards the eastern side here. It does have more landmass involved, so they're hoping for the switchback on that way, but this could easily pull left.
Oh man, so this is like you literally have to kind of, it's a coin toss at this point, right? You just have to pick a spot, hope that circle comes your way. If not, it's gonna make these difficult. Lord said, I do not like that gas can. Get it out of here. And make sure that we get some terraforming going, because we're gonna need all the room that we can get. This circle was actually a huge one for Al-Ula, because they have pretty much that entire side of the river to themselves. Considering where they're at the start of the day, this is their chance, honestly. I think you had a rough day one, utilize this opportunity to its maximum potential, and at least secure your tournament life a little bit longer.
There's still a couple of entryways back over towards the western side, but you're right. I mean, right now, Alula, not only do they have a decent spot, they've got a compound, they've got a high ground to work with, but it does require them to win the coin flip.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the main problem they're running into at the moment. But there is a bridge down towards that south side. There's a bridge on the north too. There is going to be a big old queue in the process of trying to get back over towards the west. We've got to wait for this next circle first, which will be hitting us real shortly.
Let's see. Where's it going? Will Alula win the coin flip? And and boom, they have nailed it here. So it is a rock solid position for them. You can see Quick, he's starting to move around. He's excited. He's like, all right, boys, let's get this going. This is our game here. As you see all those teams on the south, OG, Ulf, KRX, all going to have to start pushing on up. Ooh, Quick moving outside of the zone here. They're going to take that edge, just looking for that, maybe possibly gatekeep some of these teams pushing in from the south side.
Yeah, they have to hold it out, right? It's actually, there is a playable space down here towards the river where you can actually just play underneath Alula. Actually saw 4thRives play a very similar position earlier this year. Get a really big game off the back of it. Aru's going to send forward, though. He's swinging past on that western side. Yeah, OG, Alula, both really are benefiting off the back of this circle. I do like that Alula just decided, you know, let's just take the compound over towards the west here. Let's not try and spread out too much. Already know that practically 20% of the circle is unplayable. We're not going to be greedy on space taking, especially where we are on the leaderboard too. Let's not rock the boat too much.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, I think there are some teams that get in positions that are so dominant and they just spread themselves too thin. So I like the fact that they are playing it together, but I don't want them to play super passive, right? You still utilize this opportunity to hunt down as many eliminations as you can. See how that ends up working out, though, as we're looking at RRQ, Goat making some shots. This is going to be on the north side of the circle here. Forced through the tree line.
No way.
Yeah, get some nice shots, and Goat team are putting in some serious work on RRQ in a 1v2. Could happen. Moxie hopping in the vehicle, and we're going to see RRQ get out of here.
I mean, very, very typical of Par behavior. This is Goat. It's an okay game. I think what I noticed from yesterday was that their highs were very high.
Yep.
Their lows were super low. I mean, we were 15, 16 places, 2 elims, 1 elim. But yeah, so that's the variance they need to deal with. DK, on the other hand, looking over towards Gaming Stars.
Sashi putting in that work. Nades ringing out all over the place here. And now this is where everyone's starting to head. They want those third parties going. And KRX are going to be pushing up on them little by little. You got Enigma Galaxy right next to him as well. Gaming Star Yusuf, last player up, trying to get in the 1v1. He gets some good shot off with that S12K. Gets that thirst, he needs that point. Oh, but that nade is going to shut him down. That's QXZZ getting it done. And now Hoxie's like, all right, let's finish this out here. Let's get these points and secure this position. Ragnarok said, you know what? You can have it. I'm out of here.
For South Korean team, by KRX, it's really nice to see some of the aggression that comes through. I think it used to be before where a lot of South Korean squads would get an initial knock and then not really do anything with it, but KRX is very quick to maybe not fully commit, but see what's available, right? What are the opportunities? What are the options there? So I'll always send one player forward to have a little sniff, you know, peek in. So I like it. I do like it from KRX, but now they're up against Enigma Galaxy, who are playing on their northern edge. Next circle pops, and it's still dead central on this river. It's so uncomfortable.
Such a tough circle. Team Flash are just going to be holding this high ground for now. Even though the zone is going to be closing, they're like, yeah, let's just try to put as much pressure as we can, and then we're going to push into the zone at the last second. I mean, yeah, Win and Squad are starting to steal some of these eliminations. This is very difficult for Enigma Galaxy, and they're just having to straight hit the deck. And look at those angles. These sight lines from Team Flash are disgusting.
Yeah, Bo's got some good shots down there, but right now Enigma Galaxy is essentially just weathering the storm. They know that they can just keep dropping the smokes, but how many smokes they got left remaining? Eventually, the Flash are going to have to pull off this spot, but in tandem with KRX, Enigma Galaxy, and Flash all at the same time. Satan stays alive, bears him out of HP. The blue does slowly march towards him like a tsunami.
And this blue zone's gonna hurt, that's for sure. So Satan and Squad need to start getting moving here. But Vinny right behind him. He's gonna have to make this push. He's running in through the smokes here. He's getting pieced up little by little. We're gonna switch on over to top. Vinny does get knocked, but Team Flash are able to get into this circle cleanly, and they're gonna be gatekeeping whoever is gonna be the winners of this fight. Right now, it looks like Enigma Galaxy might just be it. as it's just Hoxie up for KRS. Now that nade just a little bit too far away, but this is a terrible fight for both these guys. They need to finish this out as soon as possible. The blue zone is creeping in. Hoxie gets another knock, and now it's just Lord, but oh, Hoxie getting shot all the way from Aurora is gonna shut him down.
It's a horrendous cross, right? You've got the higher ground that drops down towards the low. Everyone's trying to get in together. I don't think anyone makes that run. Again, this is such an RNG circle. A lot of teams are going to suffer because of it. I mean, Alula as well as OG both took a gamble on the western side. Massively paid off. I like how OG's moved up on towards this northern edge, though. They have a lot of teams they need to deal with in the future. But right now it's about living.
Just survive.
You can get that survival into the late game, fair enough to you.
Oh, Reefus, perfect nade there from Ulf. Let's see how this one looks. Good bounce too, man. Ulf on point, throwing some heat-seeking missiles from across the map there. Doc's trying to get a little bit of revenge for Reefus, but they are doing great. Aurora, 10 eliminations. This is what we like to see from this squad.
Yeah, they show up during groups, man. That's for sure. Now, I think the team that I didn't expect to be showing up right now is Furia. They're on the northern side over towards the western edge of these bits of landmass, which is quite cool to see Furia being the team that makes it in. Man, they had been walking, they had been driving.
Yeah.
It has been cross-country for this team, but they brought the right trainers, they brought the right tires.
Happy Independence Day by Dalda.
Start of this, then once they got the zone, they kind of just slowed things down. They still have a few eliminations here, but now they're down to 2 players and forced to give up all of this real estate. Furia, though, with 6, they are looking really good to start things off here. Unfortunately, yesterday, just kind of a very mid-day overall, in the middle of the leaderboards, but this could be their chance to push them up to the top.
Yeah, it was super meh. I mean, I think that's fair enough to say, especially from Furia. We expect a lot more from this team, and again, this is the resilience that I expected to see from Furia, is you cannot count this team out until the final bell rings. For them, they're looking over towards Alula right now. They're even trying to wrap over towards that western side slightly, which is cool to see, but we're up against Aurora. We're on board with Eren. It could get explosive.
Let's see Eren up close and personal. He caught top with a laydown. Beautiful placement there from Eren. Oh, nice little shots from Ziol. He's going to go ahead and go for the quick first aid, but it ain't going to be fast enough. Oh,
good shot from a tanky, though.
Yeah, that's how you do it there. If you can steal as many eliminations as you can, take it. Ziol with the angles, catches Scarface. And again, right, third party after third party, Flash are right there to disrupt this fight.
I mean, no one survives on this eastern side, and it's been so undetermined where this circle is going to end for so long that I can't really fault any of the teams on the eastern side for how this goes down. OG's doing the right thing, though, trying to make as many points as possible and grab as much value off this position as possible, too, knowing that any team on the eastern side very unlikely to make it through. Ulf did send a rogue agent over towards the western side in catch, though.
An underwater agent right there. He is swimming for his life right now, just trying to sneak some extra placement points possibly. And yeah, he's going to be the last player up for. Oh, you got Eren there in the water as well. Catch, maybe thinking about going for that res in the water. We'll see. But you got Team Flash looking to go fishing here. Let's see if he's able to get that res though. Looks like he just might.
Yeah, he swims across to him. Possible to do. Real question whether Flash actually sees it or not, but they do have a knocked player who's bleeding out. So they're a bit preoccupied at the moment and will likely need to figure out what's going on in the next circle too. Silence finds Quick. Catch goes down to win. But they're not out yet just because Eren actually got res in that short moment.
Got him.
Silence gets knocked. That's from AKOP from OG. Goodness me, these guys are really racking up the points here and there, consistently having a good idea of what's going on around them inside the circle. It's nice to see. It really is.
Yeah, and it's perfect for them, right? Considering that all the top 5 are now completely out. So OG really need to dominate right here. They got 2 eliminations so far. We got Flash right underneath you with 8. So if you're OG, you still have all 4 players up. Clean up this entire side of the map first, and then figure it out later. This is their chance, though. These guys are looking great, and a great opportunity for Furia. We were talking about it yesterday. They were chasing zones all dang day. Now they have the position. What can they do with it? That's the question.
Push down over towards that high ground that looks over towards the Flash. They try and cross the road. Circle moves down towards the south side. OG's throwing a bone here. But there was some complaints yesterday about some of the passivity coming through from OG, which I think that they were able to correct a lot as we went throughout the day. And even during this game, you can see there's been a lot of effort been put into that. So for OG right now, we need more of that proactivity right now, though. I truly believe this is a game that they can win. They have the circle to work with it. Fury's coming in from that north side, though, and they are looking hot this game.
Yeah, OG, you have it all right now, right? Turn that aggression up to 11. Soak up those eliminations. Get that win.
Get that back-to-back, basically.
Right. Yeah, back-to-back chicken dinners, right? They won the last one yesterday. This one will just solidify them here and definitely put them in that running in just 2 matches for that top 5. Let's see what they can do, though. As we all got Furia up on the north. Flash trying to find a way into this circle. They're forced to swim it out. Igor going fishing there. He's getting some hit markers on the bows, but not able to take them out.
You really do become curious about the ammo counts on some of these teams because it's been a ton of movement around the map. Aru's moving forward. He's got nades, got molotovs. He's looking.
There we go.
Sitting pretty right now. Ammo count does look a little bit low, but Aru with the underarm should be good to go directly on them. Aru picks up the double. Man, this guy is leading OG to victory.
Let's get it going. The crowd getting hyped on that one. Perfect toss there. Furia, though, they're looking to get in the mix here. Some nice shots from the Flash. Going to make it a little bit tough. They're going to have to hit the deck. Igor with the nade. Oh, but that vehicle is on fire. He looks like he is able to get to safety just barely.
Okay. Dude, Aru is going absolutely nutty in these games. A nade comes across, and Furia is silenced in the final moments of these games. The Flash now underneath, looking to push up. OG holding them back at the gates. From Miramar to Rondo, can they do it all here?
Back-to-back chicken dinners are in their future, and the future is now. Can they grasp it as Team Flash rocking a 3-1 split here? You got WizGod, gonna have to watch out for that nade, that air burst a little bit too far away. And now Aru, man, putting in the work for his team. They gotta be careful, though. Here they go. They have the high ground. What can they do with it? Now, Tops from that off angle, making it a little bit difficult for them to peek over the hill. But here we go. The battle starting to ring out.
Bandy's all that's left on side of the moment. S12K, Silence looking to quieten down the run coming through from India, but it's not happening. They will not be silenced. They will not be shut up here. Aru still going strong. A tanky underneath, looking to get the shots in. But Flash moves around the side. He's whipping the shots, unfortunately. But finally, they will hit the last shot, and India grabs the back-to-back. From day 1 to day 2, this team looks clean.
And the crowd goes wild. OG, 2 chicken dinners in a row. They finish out the day strong yesterday, and they started the strongest today here in the final day of Group A. And now the whole lobby has been put on notice.
I mean, it's good at the moment. Aru looks like an arrow right now, and he's got purpose, flying fast towards that bullseye, fast towards that qualification spot. It's such a difference from last time we saw them as well. And, you know, if you're a fan of this team, you've got to be proud because, again, the improvement has been insane.
Perfectly executed right there, right? I mean, hey, they got themselves a good, solid position. We had the question
left, as Jackie was saying. It is coming to a close quite quickly now, and I think that for some of our squads, they do need to get a move on. I mean, Thunder Talk, I had a lot more hope for this squad, but it does seem that potentially Crushed is where it's at.
Yeah, you don't want to get those keys crushed. You want to survive, and the way to get it done is on good old-fashioned air gale. Here we go. Southern playing path here. Super Southern.
Yeah.
Good circle for a team like Aurora. You know exactly where they're headed. But for the rest of these squads, they're going to have to get it done. Ain't that right? Blake the Tank.
blank the 10. I'll take that. I'll take that. Robust. Yeah. Explode on the scene. But yeah, I do have a very southern playing path here. It's incredibly rough to play around with. Aurora happy with this one. They can get down towards that south side fairly easy. Fourth Rise also a fairly decent start for them over towards Ferry Pier as well as the yellow. So you wonder if they're going to run into any trouble in this area. I think Sosnovica is going to be a little bit more fixated on. But you're right to point out what you were pointing out there, which was the elimination count coming through from Aru.
Yeah, he sneaks into that top 3. He's right there. He could easily push himself to first if he goes and gets some good eliminations in this game. Looking at the match rankings right now, they are pretty stacked. Because I'll tell you what, OG is on top when it comes to the overall.
हवा में कुछ बदल रहा है. शहर के ऊपर अंधेरा छाने लगा.
And on top.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, Fourth Rives are in second right now. It's a tough place to be in. Yeah, Fourth Rives, 61 points. OG just blowing them out of the water right now. But you could definitely tell the difference between Fourth Rives as well as OG in terms of the elimination points. 37 eliminations to 46. And if we rock that back to Aru, 15 of those 37 elims are coming through from him. He is absolutely a monster right now, and I really do mean it. It's Aru, the arrow, flying straight towards those targets and playing his team straight too, because that is a difficult thing to do as an IGL, to be both at the front.
No! Run, Aru, run! Run, Aru, run!
No!
Oh my gosh! The bows with the knife.
Oh, brother.
No way!
Yo. OG might be cooked this game.
Oh, they're pissed.
Oh, never mind.
They're not happy.
Upset. They're upset. Flash trying to take him down the last match. In the final 1v1 on the squad, Tatanki rocks up to the tree line. Both behind. You're right, the knife is out. The serrated blade is not enough. But the rest of the squad is here to play.
That is what I call revenge, folks. Are you kidding me? Aru getting thirsted, but it looks like Orangutan get the last laugh here.
Shows they don't need Aru, but it would be nice to have him. But they to 3, AKOP able to get some stuff done there. Secures his third elimination of the match as well, and Flash rock away with Win, but in this case, they seriously took the L.
Are they hunting him down? Is Win actually going for it here? No way. That would be insane. He's got him in his sightlines. We got a runner here, folks. And it's OG Win making the moves, full sending it, but at a certain point, yeah, surely these guys got to get away.
They absolutely do. And I mean, for OG, they're happy to go wherever they like, but for the Flash, they're going to have to head over to the hidden village with Naruto, with our new Ninetales Fury orc skin, which looks awesome, by the way.
Sick.
2 separate versions of the same thing, which is crazy.
He's hunting him down, dude. He's looking.
I know. This is some serious frustration coming through from the Flash. They don't want to lose out like this. He's got to keep the reputation high, apparently.
Wow. Win gonna go get some loot here, and the rest of OG get to safety. So what a crazy way to start things off. Aru running for his life, dude, straight legged it.
My brother was in trouble.
Oh man,
I ain't gonna lie though, he was feeling the tickle. The blade.
Straight away.
The boys were coming to support him real quick though.
Yeah, they did.
That I respect from the rest of OG.
And they came in heavy.
But they know how important he is.
Yeah,
they know
dude.
just how important he is. So to keep him up is a really big thing.
Yeah, you were just talking about it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so ridiculous to see your top fragger also be your IGL.
Yeah.
And you said it yourself, and
It
I
don't
agree.
happen.
It's so difficult, right? You have so much to manage, so much to focus on.
Yeah.
But when you do have those rare, just superstars that can.
You had Beowulf back in the day. That guy was unreal, but they just don't come around all that often.
You don't see it. When you do, though, I mean, talk about the trust you gain from your squad, right?
Yeah. He said go here. He's also carrying us.
Yeah, he's
so,
also carrying. I think we gotta listen. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely
I'm a
does
sit
help.
for this.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yes, sir. Oh, we got you. Right? We're coming. And hey, they saw their leader, right, running away from a knife, and they came heavy. But unfortunately, it just happened to be just a second too late.
Coops sends some shots over towards Furia. Honestly, I don't think Furia's last game was terrible at all. I think they got fair far into it. And that was despite having a really, really hard start for them. I mean, their recall beacon was just so out of the way from the destination. And even then, they were trying to figure out it. I do think them getting in quite late was almost a blessing because they could decide on which side they wanted to head towards. But by that time, you have little to no information of what's happening around the map.
Yeah.
4T taking shots over towards KRX as they do pass on by. This is towards those yellows on the southern edge. They're just moving through the forest, the south side of Pachinki, but Enigma Galaxy once again already flying out to a new location.
Yeah, a little rotation shenanigans early on. I want to talk about that point you were talking about earlier, though, right? Furia, 14 points in the last match. And
हर पाकिस्तानी के दिल की पुकार चाय बने बस टपाल दानेदार
oh man, and Bose gets that knock. And
Man, they had even had the vehicle in his face, right? Tires scratching the cheeks.
oh man, and Bose gets that knock. And I believe Bose picked up that scar from Aru.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean he didn't have it, otherwise he would have definitely shot him. But I think Aru had the weapon, but he was just like, no, I can't even turn around right here. They're just too close.
This is
Quick. With the quick knock there, and he needs it. I mean, 4 points. Ula are definitely, they now balance themselves out. They still need a good couple games if they want to push into top 5. And Ula, starting off really strong here, now put themselves in a good spot to at least hit the survival stage. Next zone does pop, though, and it is going to be in that mansion, shelter, Yasnaya area. Teams like Aurora, coming in all the way from military base, are going to push on up. We're going to look at this heaven area, though, and it looks like it is going to be X-Force Rejects. They're going to hold that down.
X-Force Rejects doing their best here. All gamers also moving out the way. But these boys need the points more than ever. Circle does shift over towards our eastern side, so we do have like some of these awkward compounds, some ditches over towards the eastern edge as well around the forest. Very playable for the likes of Goat, as well as Enigma Galaxy, who has set up, but you also have these winding roads. For Enigma Galaxy, once again, they're on that 2-2 split. They're on their wildness early on. But yeah, I think one team that I would love to see more out of right now is definitely Ulf.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people know that I'm a big fan of this team, but right now I think I have a small amount of disappointment. I think there certainly can be some better plays coming through. They have shown individually some clutch moments, but again, it's not what you expect of a team that gave 4 Thrives such a run for the money over in PMGO overall. So we can see a bit more of that, but maybe there's just some new teams on the block. I mean, for instance, OG just looks like a different team to me, honestly.
Yeah, you got Ulf. I mean, they're still not in the worst spot when it comes to the leaderboards. I mean, we definitely expect them to always be in that top 5 position. So anything less is kind of like, hey, you know, what's taking them so long, right? But I mean, one good game, we'll see them in that spot. This could be it. I mean, they are in Yasnaya Fields right now. The zone definitely, for some reason, loves to favor that kind of area. So a hard shift goes in that direction. We could see them definitely pop off. But, you know, you are right. There are so many teams right now, like in this time, we've never seen the lobbies just so well balanced, right? In years past, we've seen, you know, a few dominant squads, other squads that are just kind of struggling, but now at this point, anybody can take it. I mean, Thunder Talk's at the bottom. What's happening?
I mean, the Thunder Talk, they just haven't played well, have they? I think that's we've boiled it down to that point. There's been some missteps all over the place. I think there's been some bad rotations coming through, and then when it's come to their gunfights, they are being outclassed in some of them. I think Thunder Talk has a lot more in them to give. It shouldn't ever come down to AJ looking to win a 1v4. But again, it just shows that there is that potential there for Thunder Talk. But you're right, it is a fairly balanced lobby, but balanced towards being, this is a high-ranked game. Right?
Yeah.
It's a high-ranked game. You know, no one's pulling any punches right now. You best get out the way. For Gaming Stars, they're playing on this 2-2 split right now. They were wondering if it's going to head over towards those fielded areas. Does not. So they're going to regroup off the back of this one. I would say right now regrouping is probably the best thing to be doing. But Yasnaya getting cut out here is a little tough.
Yeah,
wondering what OG's next move is going to be.
That's going to be the question, right? What is OG going to do? What's Ulf going to do? It looks like Ulf, they were in the Yasnaya field. They don't get blessed. They're going to go ahead and do a huge wraparound here to reposition. Well, let's look at Go. Yeah, Thunder Talk just getting picked apart once again. Awake running for his life here. Does get a little fortunate with that player from GOAT getting knocked. I believe that's from Enigma Galaxy. Moxie up close and personal with Jean, catches him slipping, and that is Thunder Talk out. Another rough game for them.
Yeah, I mean, GOAT is just too good of a team. That's all there is to it.
Goated.
They got the Jackie blessing.
That was it, honestly. Once that happened, it's over.
He's wrapped them in the golden jacket, and they're ready to go. I think for GOAT, it's been all right. Again, for GOAT, the main thing that worries me about the squad is the inconsistency. But hey, if you can have 16 Elim games with a chicken dinner, bosh, you're good to go.
Yep. And it was kind of crazy because we saw in PMMI, GOAT, they took the slot for 4 Thrives and weren't able to really honor it in the way that they wanted to. But they come here into the World Cup, and at least at this group stage, they're looking good, right? Second place so far after these eliminations they have. Hey, just a little bit more work and they can end up on top.
A little bit more work, yeah. I think we really do need to have to wait to finals, though, to see that come through. Because...
On top of group stage, yeah.
On top of group stage, right?
They got a long way to go.
A long way to go.
They want that, they want that watch, that belt.
Hey, I mean, at this rate, though, they would go straight to finals in the current position they're in. They wouldn't play the group stage out. Get that direct qualification, which would be nice. If they can keep things up, that is. We do have a few more games left today. A few more Arangles.
That's right.
Into our Miramars to close things out with the wonderful John and Jackie.
Yeah, dude, crazy prize pool, by the way, man. It's so wild. You have, you know, $1.1 million in the group stage alone, 152 grand on to the survival stage, and then we get to the finals, $1.7 million. This is what I'm talking about here, folks.
We're definitely going to be handing out some big prizes at some point. We're going to be going away with some cars.
Yeah.
Say it that way. Yeah.
Let's get it going.
Which would be cool. Again, I think that money should be reinvested in the team.
Yep. Well,
but also,
if to say you were the team, right? What's the first thing you're reinvesting into?
As a team?
Yeah.
God, get those boys a a better scrimming area.
Yeah, that'll work.
Give me the refrigerated drinks. All right, I want vending machines for free, as well as all the rest, the cool things. The whiteboards, the blackboards, everything you might need. Tablets, etc.
Coaching staff, personal masseuses.
Your favorite phone.
Yeah. Yep. You gotta have it all. I mean, to really make it happen here. And that's the thing is like, I've had the pleasure of looking at some of these top squads set up, and teams like Alpha 7 who live together and have for years.
They did reinvest in a really good way, actually, from all the wins they went through. Go on, sorry.
No, I mean, a lot of these guys, I mean, for those that don't know, I mean, these mobile gamers are treated like athletes. I mean, some of them have personal nutritionists, they have exercise programs, they play for 6 to 8 hours a day with a coach staring at 4 monitors, just analyzing.
नंबर 1 रहने के लिए नंबर 1 चॉइसेस करनी पड़ती हैं। होम अप्लायंसेस के लिए मेरी नंबर 1 चॉइस जापान इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, लार्जेस्ट वैरायटी, लोवेस्ट प्राइसेस। आप भी जापान इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स आएं।
You'll see like, okay, a bad performance. One thing I do love, especially I've noticed about this tournament, is adaptation. Prior, so many different squads will see like, okay, a bad performance, no change, just the same old kind of play style. But now we're starting to see some teams like, all right, hey, let's make some adjustments, like Team Flash. Let's hunt down some squads in Rondo. Let's see if we can take them out. 4 Thrives ended up going out in the last one here. But they're still in a good position, but Aaron Gale is always going to be that map to where that's where championships are made.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for adaptation-wise, teams have had to get a lot better as times go on because we are having more 2-day sets. Used to be in the past you could get away with first day,
that's a great point,
second day, and then adapt into third day. But now it's a case of you got to do your research. It's why we see teams coming back so late to the hotel, right? They go through all the VODs together here in the arena. But we're getting back in towards the action. Things are starting to pop off in a big way as Ulf does open up. RQ's looking quite good here. They have been putting the work over towards Aurora. Now taking some gorgeous shots over towards All Gamers.
Gonna look at KRX. They're getting some more eliminations. Yeah, as AGAL getting punished here. It's just Maple up left for the squad. Benny gonna try to throw that through the window and not hit the mark, but the rest of the... Oh, that one actually did. Maple's hurt. He's gonna back it up as his whole team is now gone. Gonna have to do a crazy 1v4 here. QXZZ's got that S12K though. And yeah, he's waiting for his team. He's like, you know what, why don't we push up as all 4? Guarantee this elimination. Sounds like a good idea.
There he goes out the window, goes way too far. In fact, Maple's just going to drop down, get towards the other building.
Bye-bye.
It's a cheeky play. You have expected to get blasted on the approach. Smaller building, one way up the stairs here. A better chance for a 1v4. I mean, you love to set it up, but is it really going to happen? Enigma Galaxy heading over towards RQ. These guys have been making a lot of noise so far, and Enigma Galaxy, they're looking to turn that music down.
Yeah, Enigma Galaxy putting that work, and we saw them come in super late last night. And I was saying like, hey, what were y'all guys doing? Y'all guys studying? Y'all guys were talking it out, and they said ping pong. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to build up those team building exercises, get that synergy going.
Right. You telling me they did? That's what they were doing. Ping pong the whole night.
That's what they said. And it looks like it's working out right now because they are in a good position in the zone.
Did you just expose their secret sauce?
Maybe I just did.
Okay. Now everyone's gonna be on the ping pong. Now Enigma Galaxy can't get on the ping pong tables. Look what you've done.
You're right. What have I done?
You got to take that back.
You know what? It was
Put that back in the back of the
VOD
box.
review.
It was VOD review. That's right.
That's what we were doing outside.
Exactly.
Yep, as well.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about here. You got to pull out all the secret sauce, all the stops here.
Yeah.
Oh, Goto, look at that. Force on the roof, getting these little bank-nades in, causing a problem for Gaming Stars. Yusuf gonna have to do something. He's only got the pump shotgun. Oh, he didn't turn to check his back and gets turned on as GOAT team are just making it happen here. Once they got that Jackie blessing, these guys just can't stop.
Well, I mean, man, imagine just giving them so little respect that you don't even check the corner there and still winning the fight. that, yeah, if you're gaming stars, we need some more ping pong.
We need it. We need it. We need to do something here, right? Got to make sure you're locked in going towards the end. That hand-eye coordination, those thumbs are just rock solid here.
Kind of like mine.
Yeah.
Well, medium rare.
Medium rare?
Yeah.
I'm more of a medium guy myself.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I could play with hands like the Rock.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The thing. And they do the top though, towards 4 Thrives. Enigma Galaxy taking the fight over towards Go in the meantime. 4 Thrives have been under pressure from a bombardment before, and they immediately start scattering. Do not want to fall prey to the same situation they did versus Enigma Galaxy over on our angle yesterday.
With Cypher. Oh, Catch getting ran over by our IQ there. And 4 Thrives were just circling them like sharks, and they are putting in the punishment on Ulf. Man, Ulf just can't seem to get something going here, as 4 Thrives now with 5 eliminations are looking good in Erangel.
I mean, right now for Ulf, I don't think they're going to drop to the bottom 3. Getting up towards that top 5 is going to take some special towards the end of the day, though. But they haven't played bad, right? They are a dead center team. Cypher finds a shot over towards the tanky, as OG did make their exit from Yasnaya earlier on, moving down towards that southeast side currently. X-Force rejects in front of them, playing in heaven.
Yeah, the problem with this is that we still have the top 4 teams in this circle here. And if they all do well in this game, that's going to start creating a little bit of a point gap. And if that happens, especially in the next game, oh, it's going to get wild.
Yeah, I kind of feel what's going to happen here between 4 Thrives as well as Heaven. This is the type of team that would just send it. They're going to send just underneath, though, and actually try and deal with OG. WizGod opens up, though, and this is good damage. Cypher also falling. Aru's not there, but doesn't matter.
Tanky put in that work, getting out Huzaifa. Yeah, now it's just IQ up left, so OG with the stiff arm there. Getting it done. Trying to hold on to that top spot. Now they got some good solid points. If you look at them right now, they're at 71. That is a good almost 20 points away from 6th place. If they end up strong here, that could be a straight lock for the top 5.
Yo, you know what happened? I reckon Aru went to this game, he was like, guys, you can't perform without me. Then we got some serious problems. I'm going to go and drop over here, you guys drop over there. I'm going to get knifed up, it's going to be okay. You guys got to play on a 3, and we'll see if you can make it work. Remember everything I taught you. And it looks like they're doing it proud right now as 3 players. They hold off 4 Thrives. Leave IQ is just 1. Maple still going, miraculously, by the way. Can't believe he even made it to 8th there.
He's going to go ahead and take at least 1 point home with them. He'll take that, as Aurora and Mansion are completely hard stuck. You got Enigma Galaxy staring at him. Yeah, look at that Satan from downtown. He's got some good coverage here. And this is outside of the circle, so I'm not surprised we're going to see Enigma Galaxy just kind of wait it out, look to maybe get these last 3 eliminations, and then push into the zone from there. You got Coops up close and personal, keeping an eye on things, but you got to be careful. You cannot afford to get knocked. Igor, though, actually from Furia is staring at this as well. Man, Aurora, this is worst case scenario for you. 2 monster squads looking at you. You're outside of the circle here. Man, they're just going to try to do what they can.
Nade underneath. Come through from Coops right now. Doc seeing it enter. Another one could do the trick.
Some of that.
And Coops is feeling it right now. He's been a fantastic player for the squad. Steps up now, 1v1 versus Reapers. They're down. It is Sheep to find the final shot from far, far away. It's been a rarity, though, seeing a Heaven Circle in a long, long time. Usually it's a little bit of a feature, but never the ending position. See exactly where Stage 7 heads over towards as it drops down towards that southwest side.
Let's get it going here. Enigma Galaxy putting in that work. They have the edge of the circle here. We'll see where exactly it's going to go ahead and shift onto. But they got coverage right now. Protect those vehicles. That's so important because if the zone hard shifts away from them, they're definitely going to need them. So keep those protected. Wait for that next zone. You got 477 still up from GOAT, trying to soak up some more placement points. Next zone does pop, though. Where are we headed?
Another chance here as well on that western side. They're looking for the turkey here, dude.
Hey, the OG fans were happy about that one. I heard some claps happen the second that zone shifted. Let's see how this all works. Yeah, they are looking for that turkey. 3 in a row here. Here comes Nigma Galaxy, though, on the drive. 477 stuck out, and they actually pass them up completely. They're driving straight towards OG.
OG's going to have to hold them off around the other edge of things. It is a 4v3 here. Tanky the first to fall. But WizGod actually is able to get a bit of a clap back over towards that way, and Ralph is left behind. So only 2 players for Nigma Galaxy, possibly allowing chance for OG to reset.
IQ, last player up for 4 thrives as well. OG are hurt, though. That nade looks good. WizGod, ooh, barely getting out of the way of that one. Coop's gonna throw another, though. Coop is hungry. He finds a nice headshot there. That one stung. He knows exactly where they are. This nade is an eviction note. Saying hello and goodbye. Gets the knockback, though, and he gets him. Coops is doing some damage right here, all by himself.
Lemonade goes a little bit too far. WizGod takes another nasty hit. Smoke's going forward here, trying to keep AKOP alive, but a 4th place is still fantastic for OG. Setting goes down, that will give time for potentially WizGod to move up and pick up AKOP in the midst of all the smoke here. Makes the dash now.
Devil gets a knock onto Satan. What is going on right here? We got Coops gonna hopefully try to get that res.
But demon on demon action, this is crazy.
Meanwhile, Furia is going to put in some work, and Silence, he's got that MG3. That's the gun to have here. Furia, man, looking to finally get a chicken dinner as Silence gets another knock there, and the finish, actually. Coops down to his last single HP. Just, oh, nice little vehicle switch there. Hops in the vehicle, hits the passenger seat, ejects, gets himself to safety for a little bit longer. But, oh, looks like that nade is gonna do it.
They'll take a 4th place, though. OG secures at least a 3rd. Goodness me, AKOP is kind of tearing X-Force Rejects apart, but finally they get shut down, and this is a free game for Furia. That's what you get, Devil. Take down Satan, friendly fire. Game's gonna end just like that. And Furia will pick themselves up a win. And it feels good for them. Coming off the back of that Rondo into this Erangel. A real turnaround today.
That is how you get it done right there. Furia, you know, that was just a sigh of relief, because yesterday they were just hunting circles all day long, couldn't catch a break, and here they get the chicken dinner. But speaking of breaks, hey, X-Force Rejects, right? They stopped into heaven, they held that position.
Yeah.
Zone ended up getting locked onto them. And for a team that was pretty much last place, right, that gives them an opportunity, right? That could be that door open for them to at least get to survival stage.
Yeah. But Nigma Galaxy, though, again, it's a decent move. I mean, Ralph gets caught on the back lines there, but it's understandable. That's a hard bit of terrain to push through.
Yeah.
Coops does a wonderful job, though. The team's going to be massively proud of him with the way he handled that ridgeline versus OG. Goodness me, I mean, if it wasn't for Furia, potentially takes down the whole team. But yeah, for Furia, they were very quick to the mark. I think that's the main thing from Furia. They analyzed and saw where the opportunities were there, pushed over the top, and as soon as X-Force Rejects pushes out that building, goodness me, did you see how quickly Furia marched to the other side? That was wild.
Yeah, they knew that, hey, this is our chance to win it, and they took it. Furia is one of those squads that are so high IQ when it comes to those kind of opportunities. They're not going to miss it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you're totally right. I mean, once we saw that zone shift, Nigma Galaxy knew they lost this game, right? They're like, hey, you know what? We just got to try to do whatever we can. Those kind of rotations, you're going to have a sacrifice, right? Just to be able to even get there. But they did utilize that opportunity to its maximum, that's for sure. That's what it's all about. But Furia, they knew they had that one in the bag, and they took it.
Again, it's nice to see some more aggression coming out of Enigma Galaxy. It's nice to see OG on the front lines taking some good fights, and without Aru as well towards that end there. For X-Force Rejects, I need a little bit more to be convinced because you are playing from heaven. It's a god comp.
It started here into the second Erangel of the day. Only 3 more matches after this, but this is going to be a crucial one.
OG up to 80 points now. I think it's going to be difficult to knock them out of that top 5 unless there's some incredible shifts up in the rankings as thing goes on. But honestly, I think OG, they're riding high right now. They are feeling good. I don't think anyone's going to challenge them too much. They might drop out of first place, but I'd love to see them stay up there throughout the entirety of the survival stage. And I can see Hoxie currently has taken our top player spot in number 1 with 17. Actually, Aurora top is doing a huge amount of work for them with 16.
Let's get it going here. We can take a look at the top players. Yeah, top with the most damage.
Wow.
4,357. Unbelievable performance right here from him. Fortunately, we don't see Aurora on top of the leaderboards here, but they're right there. They're still in 5th place. But OG already now have a nice point sponge, like you mentioned. The GOAT and 14, nice amount of points as well. Completely tied up in 2nd and 3rd. This is going to be a close one. It's really going to come down to the last match to see who's going to be in our top 5.
Absolutely. Now I'm looking down towards the bottom of the leaderboards. RRQ in 14th. Now RRQ qualified on a technicality. They've been working hard, putting in the time to try and get through towards that group stage, potentially through to the finals. It'd be a shame to see them go out here in survival stage, but right now they are not playing up to scratch. So they do a little bit more here. 28 points of the 32 the X-Force Rejects have been able to grab at the back of that last game. But we do have Naruto skins in game at the moment. We've got the Ninetales Fury Org there as well, so you can draw for the Naruto character set 2 and become a sage yourself in game. As we all know, all of the viewers of PUBG Mobile are filled with wisdom because you're here with us, of course.
That's right. That's right. If you could have learned any Naruto jutsu, what would it be?
I told you. Wait, John asked me this question yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'm asking the same one.
You asked that. I have the same answer.
What is it?
Rasen Shuriken every time. Dude.
Very nice.
I had like such weird deja vu for a second there.
There you go.
Damn, let me...
I'll tell you what, I'm going...
Give me a second.
Okay, now you know what?
Give me 2 seconds.
You know what? I'll tell you who doesn't have a couple secs, and that is going to be Thunder Talk Gaming once again. Losing players super early on. Sitting is knocked. And Shiva with the vehicle swap's going to go ahead and get that confirmation. But he's actually going to have to watch out because Sing is already there, putting that punishment down. So Thunder Talk, X-Force Rejects, battling it out, back and forth. Reverb is going to get thirsted. Sitting did survive. And he looks like he is going to crawl to safety. Are you kidding me? So Thunder Talk shutting down that push from X-Force Rejects. One little mistake, that's all it takes.
Absolutely. X-Force Rejects leading 1 there. I was looking up jutsus in the meantime.
All right. Change your decision?
No, but hey, I actually have this tattooed on my back, but it's the Dead Demon Consuming Seal. That one's cool. That one is cool. Unfortunately, I wouldn't use it because I would knock myself in game using that.
Maybe lock down your lunch so no one takes it, right?
I know.
Right?
Order food you love with Food Panda. Download the app and order now.
Food Panda.
And Raijin, dude.
Oh, I know. I have to.
That's right. You know what?
I need a res, bro. I need a res.
I need a res.
I need a reanimation jutsu right now. Come on, bro.
I'm going with the flying Raijin, dude.
Yeah, that is cool. That is big.
You can't. I think it's just too dang good. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you need me, I can have you marked. Pow! And I'm right there. But what can I say?
I mean, Minato is the GOAT. So,
yes.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. But we are jumping down towards Sosnovka. And we do have to talk about this.
Yes.
We do got to talk about this because this is fun to watch, but it is also the first time we've actually seen it down towards Sosnovka. We get to watch these players duke it out on day 2. Down towards the south side of the map. Thunder Talk already making their cross right now. Enigma Galaxy are also looking to move across. And 4 Thrives, they're just not holding it. I think they were much more concerned with having a spot right now. They're on 69 points, which is great. It is good. But we want to see a bit more for themselves. They don't want to end up dropping out on a catastrophic turn of events coming through towards the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, top 5 is definitely the goal. More placements, the better for sure. And with 69, they do have a little bit of a gap from 6th place. But with how these teams are playing, I mean, we've seen gaps like that get shut down in just a game alone. Especially when you got Fudia climbing up the leaderboards. They have 54. They're within easy range of Enigma Galaxy. Enigma Galaxy, as a matter of fact, they're one of these teams that really need this game right here because things are getting spicy for sure. Looking on over here, especially, this is a very difficult zone. We have a nice hard shift down to military.
Yo, my boys have got the double hovercraft.
Double hovercraft!
That is actually a massive advantage on Sosnovka. You want to keep those up as long as possible. You can sort of hide them down towards the south side if you wanted.
Yeah, especially if you can go hunt down one of those welding guns. Man, that's going to be so good for them here towards the end. And it looks like out of 2 teams that are already in military base, 4 Thrives and Enigma Galaxy are mighty close to each other here. Meanwhile, KRX is going to be storming the beach here in a little while as well. So that's going to be interesting to see. A lot of teams want to take in that position there.
Yeah, KRX actually heading over towards the slope, moving upwards towards 4 Thrives' position. Ulf is yet to cross yet, just worried at the moment. There is a jump to be made for Ulf here into top 5. They want it on this game. Similarly for KRX, Furia, The Flash. And you're right, Enigma Galaxy is right on that cusp at the moment.
Yeah.
Keep a white-knuckled grip to keep this one going.
Dude, these last 3 matches coming up are going to be so insane. You know what?
I'm excited.
Me too, and I am just so happy that...
Ooh.
Oh, look at this. GOAT going down. Killer Joe is out. Moxie is hurt. So X-Force rejects do cross the bridge. They head to Novo, and they end up getting the better of GOAT. Meanwhile, look at this. They're on a glider, getting themselves a position in this next circle.
Yeah, it's sad to see as well, because it's going to be Fuchsman as well as Force going forward. Kind of players you want. There's also a crash glider here too, so it looks like GOAT was double gliding, KRX is double hovering. Trend around the map. But yeah, I think for X-Force Rejects, this was cool. I like this from them. I gotta disagree with 7 though.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that last match, it did feel a little bit lucky, honestly. You play Heaven, and they sort of immediately lost as soon as they moved away from Heaven.
Yeah.
Okay? There is... And that's okay. It's okay to get lucky sometimes. It really is. But it also feels bad when you instantly lose players running out into a singular sightline. I want to see more of it. So that right there is more promising to me than anything. And it's coming in at 8 minutes into the game. Capability to take down a squad moving in and have the wherewithal to set up in Novo.
And actually get some eliminations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all I know is that if I get zone locked towards the end, I'm feeling lucky, that's for sure, right? But you got to still put in the work, even if that happens. This next circle does pop all the way down to military, so yeah, now there's no question of where this zone is headed. And
thank God.
Yeah, thank goodness. So I think we're tired of these like crazy water in the middle of the island circles, you know what I'm saying? So no splits here. It's just going to be who is the best in order to get this win.
Right now, obviously the center of Airstrip is pretty strong. Good place to play. You could even head over towards C block too. Not a bad spot. Worth playing going forward. KRX with the double hovercraft.
Shot Ragnarok though. Oh, it wasn't nice enough because Hoxie shoots him out of the air and shuts him down.
Aurora trying to make the cross here versus Ulf. Ulf got across a little bit earlier. They rung the bell on this one, and Aurora starts to move up. Reaper's already down. Joel trying to hit some mad shotgun shots. Don't know what he was thinking. And now top with his signature Mini 14. It's not enough as Kelsey from behind will find shots towards him, leaving just Doc, the last player alive here for Aurora.
Man, tough cross and a bad time too. Match number 3 here for the second day. Aurora in 4th place. Going out like this is going to be tough. It's going to really be those last 3 matches for Aurora if they're going to make it into the top 5. So worst case scenario for Aurora, Enigma Galaxy, Flash, Udia all pop off here. You can see Maniac looking for some cheeky angles, and look at him go. He's going to be able to try and jump all the way to the top, and he does. So Maniac busting out his parkour skills, showing people this is how it's done. This is how you get up on top. And Ulf is going to have to be mighty careful. His footsteps are pretty loud, though. Let's see if they can hear him up there.
Doc's like, what the hell, man? You're making a lot of noise.
Oh, man, the coach didn't look too happy. We saw that little coach's corner. Let's see if Doc can make him smile. As Rolex is like, hey, nobody's here, right?
There's no way.
Nobody's here, right?
Are we trigger discipline on this one? That's
goodbye.
crazy.
Oh, gets the thirst, though. And he did get shot in the back, right? Am I tripping?
No, you're not. That is ballsy to stay that. Nade goes fully long.
And the coach corner, no reaction.
No reaction.
No reaction.
Nil point.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh.
He did get shot in the back.
He did, right? Yeah. I was like,
my boy just stood on the stairs.
Just saying, you know what? If I'm going down, this is how I'm doing it.
I'm convinced I'm part of gaming stuff.
I'm safe. Oh, man. Yusuf getting caught out. Maniac jumped down? I thought he was on top of the hole. If he was on top of here. Interesting. Scarface, though. Yeah, I thought he was on top of the little tippy top of the bridge. But now it looks like we're going to see Ulf just hard commit.
Alula's coming in here as well.
So Ulf got a lot of points to grab. I think they're going to hold on to the spot for a lot longer.
I mean, why not? I mean, Ulf right now, feels like people are feeding them points. Ulf's like, they're not even trying to make this difficult for us. They're just...
We'll take it.
It's just meals, free meal tickets arriving on the bridge. Yeah, I'll eat that up every time. Circle does move far down towards the southeast, though. X-Force Rejects did try and pick up the buildings down towards the southwest side of C Block. But KRX is nice and set up. However, a lot of these teams are going to have to make their way out of Airstrip, and quite a few times that can be a difficult task. Getting out across that road, you're massively silhouetted in that situation. It's a question of if anyone else has those sight lines. Now, this is a big move from RRQ. They are flying through teams on the southern edge.
I like this play, actually. I think if you're RRQ, you're right now at 28 points. Top 5 is going to be really tough. Like, you need to pop.
We got to make a play.
Yeah.
Round 1.
Right now at 28 points, top 5 is going to be really tough. Like, you need to pop.
We got to make a play.
Yeah. We got to make a crazy play. And in order to make at least to the survival stage, this could be it, right? Like, hey, let's take the risk now, especially with Miramar coming up. Let's full send it to the center. And they do make it there safely. So it looks like that bet did end up paying. Oh, as soon as I say that, AJ gets a knock and thirst onto one of the players from RRQ. So... oh, maybe a little bit too greedy on that rotation.
Yeah, well, I would say you should assume that players are going to be playing down towards these very much coastal edges. I think it's a very typical area to work with as well.
For sure. And they had so much space here, you know, I just think...
yeah, there wasn't a reason for it, right? That's crazy thing.
Yeah.
So Fun Talk will give themselves at least one off the back of that. A lot of teams are unwilling to move now that they're inside the circle. And it also seems that there's a lot of teams unwilling to move on the outer edges too.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those mistakes you point out, right? Because it's just a pure mistake. Like, there's certain ones that you could be like, all right, it was a coin toss. They could have gone left, they could have gone right, and they just made a bad bet. But that was one where you just kind of lost a player pretty unnecessarily outside of RRQ. And it's those little tiny ones that they just like are a domino effect to your demise. So it could have been like, oh, we could have won the game with 15 points, but now we're stuck in a 3rd place with 2. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens, though, as we look at this. Ooh, nice shot of that map. Let's see where the circle goes, though. Are we going to have a crazy shift? Does it center up? That's going to make things interesting. Oh,
man, that's
boy.
sad for RQ, though.
That is tough.
You make a big play for the south side, and assuming it's going to move out away from airstrip, it runs it straight back. And KRX, honestly, for them, they're pretty happy with their spot.
Yeah.
They're even happier now. And if they still got the double hovercraft, they will be very well set up going into this late game. Not that they need to move much, but they can create some really good impromptu cover. All gamers will fly straight across this bridge. Gaming Stars realizing now they need to move instantaneously. RQ flip to a new area. Foosman's on the other side.
They made the push quick.
A bunker each.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Your RQ, the zone swapped on over. Take those bunkers, secure those spots. KRX, I believe they were holding those satellite positions with those hovercrafts, so that's a really good position, especially if the zone decides to go ahead and hard shift down south. So teams now taking some of their final spots. A lot of teams, though, still need to get into this zone. Our top of the leaderboard squad, OG, they are still way over there in blue, just barely crossing the bridge, super late. Ula is in the same position on the other side as well.
It's a hard, I mean, we kind of was focused over towards two bridges there, and they were really unwilling to move. So was All Gamers, a little bit scared of it. And I know that OG likes to really analyze how they want to go forward. So if they still think a team's there, like they did yesterday on Miramar Gaming Stars, they'll try and figure out a different situation. Now they're trying to wrap on the northern edge, which I do think this is kind of interesting. They could come down from the hillside and sling into the south side of C block if they wanted to. But it's certainly an interesting one, and I think if you can see All Gamers flying in towards that eastern side, maybe this is the play, and it looks like to be what they're going for.
Yeah, they're sending it right now. Igor is trying to survive this one. Serpentini, looks like one of his tires did get popped out. He's in trouble. Quick, getting a knock on to Aaron. AGAL, yeah, just trying to send it to safety, but Ayala pops him out the vehicle.
It's not going to be. Fury has been marshalling this northeast road for a long time. Pulling out the badge.
Oh, pulling out the buggy.
Yeah.
That one real quick.
Badge has been put away, apparently.
Yes, it has.
By the Flash here. You are playing on the eastern side as well, so they'll double back to the hillside. Again, I kind of like what OG went for, you know, just barrel down that hilltop. You out of the sightlines for quite a while until you in front of C block. It's not the craziest position, but you get a position at this stage.
Yeah.
It is kind of lit.
Yeah, dude, the fact that you even here with all four players up, it definitely is going to work out. Their med situation has to be super low.
Yes.
They blew.
Good point.
They blew through them just getting into here. But you know what? The fact that they are here and have such a point sponge on top is a good thing going for them for sure. You know what? I want to say one thing.
Go on.
These next three matches, I was talking about it, they're going to be so wild, right? And I'm just very, very happy that John got his rest before them.
Oh, he needs that nap, dude. You'll need that nap because you better be bringing the thunder going into those next few games. And the talk.
Dude, I just keep seeing these coach cameras.
Yeah, the problem is the coach corner cameras is that they're shown for about 2 seconds. We realize they're very sad, and then we take them away.
Dude, they're just sad or serious, dude. They're just like...
I think the production should keep the coach corner cameras up for a good 15.
Yeah.
We got to lock in with them.
Good 15 seconds. Oh, I would love to see the coach's POV too, like in the middle of a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. As Silence putting some shots downrange, holding this position. This is a tough circle here, especially if it does go down south. That airfield is, there's not a lot of coverage in that area.
No, you're pretty much playing against the fence right now. Playing off the back of vehicles you still have that aren't completely wrecked. Dragging the bumper down the side of the road with them. For Enigma Galaxy, this is not a horrible spot to play in. They just have to be absolutely proactive. They're down towards the south side of the fence. But we're here with Furia looking to crest into the building alongside with KRX. Can QX Z hit a nutty grenade, pops
easily. And now with that bounce nade, Team Flash is pushing up little by little.
It's a naughty pincer they came in with. Zeus around the corner, still on fire. Oh my goodness me. They toast him up a little bit, but he crunches back down on them with a couple of shots through from the DBS. Lovely to see here from the Flash, but yet there's only one stairway to get up on that building. You pincer on both sides. It's hard to deal with if you don't have a player on the bottom floor, and that team was already hurting. So it's a good identification from Flash, a good identification of how that building is best aggressed upon. So yeah, well done. Very, very well done. And now they have the ability to hold up both KRX and Fury in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, we had to see Geeke up on that top floor, and you could see exactly that's what Flash is doing. They have two up on top, just keeping an eye out so nobody pushes up on them for free. And that little mistake allowed Team Flash to just push up and get it done. Silence throwing a smoke right onto himself here. We know that was on purpose.
Damn, well, that is a nice nade. I think he's trying to get the M79 over towards the player was knocked, but it's kind of just given away where he's playing. He's got the pumpy and a nade. This has to be a special one, but the door's closed on him. Oh dear.
Oh, and that nade's gonna knock him out. It's just up to Chief. Next zone does go on over to the wide open field. Chief barely getting outside of that Molotov range. KRX, they want this elimination. They're just scared. Oh,
that's on target.
Yeah, that. Goodbye, Chief. Dinner has been served, and that is Furia out of there, roasted to a crisp.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate for Chief. Was not the chef in that scenario, that's for sure. But now we have Enigma Galaxy down towards that southwest side. Their basic big task here is pretty much to hold everyone out coming.
This point, top five, so we're just way too far away with only 3 matches left. Can't catch a break here, man. Oh, they need to do something crazy if they want to just even get to the survival stage at this point. Top five, so we're just way too far away with only 3 matches left. They have to literally win all 3. But let's get into this game here. This is what's important. RQ shutting down X-Force Reject, saying, nope, that is going to be it for you guys. But look at our leaderboards here. We got so many people in the top 9 still alive. These leaderboards are going to get crazy. Ooh, up on top, Scarface with so much lay of the land here. Throwing the nades, not trying to give away his position. And gets the lock onto Lord. He's got another, though.
I mean, they must have passed all the nades across to Scarface. He's up on high. He's dropping bombs. At the moment, Enigma Galaxy struggling to hold up. Fourth Rives decide they'd move over in the midst of all the chaos. Satan very low. But my goodness me, 40 bullets left basically. Eren will finish off Satan. Kelsey takes a big hit here. But for Ulf, this is a large game. 8 eliminations coming through. An almost impossible push for them that they're making happen here.
Oh, they needed this one. They needed this one so bad. 24 gets the knock on a Scarface, and that is that critical angle taken away. So now they no longer have the high ground. T24 is starting to push those nades through and gets the lock. He's down to half an HP, though. Gets knocked in return. Falak, though, is here, and he came to play. 1v1 situation. Falak, up close and personal with the shotgun. He's got the range. He twitches to the F4 and shuts him down. Falak with 1 HP, making it happen for his team.
3 legendary players on the same location. It's Falak, Eren, and Coops. And Coops comes out on top. Goodness me. They needed him to dunk it into the hoop here, and he's certainly done that. Looking to move away, but now has to deal with RQ, who rocks up to the location. They're on set, they're on deck, and they're looking to get themselves out of the danger zone.
Woo! RQ just sweeping up the dust after that one. That was wild. So many superstars just going at it. And look at our top 3. still in the game with only single players alive. Next zone goes on over to the left. This thing is ping-ponging all over the place.
The Flash, though, they've got an unreal spot on this one. They just have to deal with KRX in the near future, and KRX, they are low on supplies. Team Flash has got a lovely little watchtower to make sure they aren't rocking up to them too quickly, and then you're right, it is very much open space after then. Likely the circle pulls away from both WizGod and the Flash. No one wants to move out to this open zone. This is a very difficult circle for everyone. I am more surprised that Pubgman has been left unimpeded inside the bunker over towards the eastern side for so long. And it certainly kept him safe. All right.
Dude, he be fooping right there. Pubgman just holding it down. He ain't moving at all, I'll tell you that. The second he walks out, he's done. Honestly, just go out to blue zone. He's got a smoke in his hand. He may try, but...
I mean, they're not at the point. I mean, that run
just
out.
Don't try, honestly.
That run out
like
is
this,
hellish. I mean,
it's over. If he makes it even into that white line of this circle, then I'm talking about GOAT are going to win this whole tournament.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
It's a hard push. I mean, there's this tiny ridge line you can play, but by the time you show your face, that happens.
Yeah, the second he even looked out. The second he even looked. Oh,
check this setup out. Oh, KRX, I wish you come to the door right now. Nade goes through, looks to be fairly decent, but Hoxie doesn't jump out the window. But the Flash, they've got a nasty surprise waiting for them at the door.
Look at that. And then the nade busts all those gas cans. They wanted to make sure they had the perfect setup if they did push in. But now we're going to see KRX get beat up by 4 Thrives, trying to make something happen. Team Flash, though, punishing them and wiping them out. KRX not able to make the push.
I think Hazaifa stole a lot of those elims, though, unfortunately. RQ still going. Hazaifa gets himself up in towards. Strong position in the game here. RQ, Gemforce will find WizGod. Hazaifa at least secures himself a 3rd place here. But RQ absolutely will pull themselves out of the bottom spots this game. It's a certainty at this point. But we are centering up over towards horrendously open ground.
Zypha, man, last player up for 4 Thrives, does get this just one piece of coverage in this circle. What can he do with it? Especially if he's very fortunate to catch RRQ and Flash fight each other. Who knows what could happen? But Flash are going to have to push on out of that position. You can see him holding that kind of satellite tower position. So get a little bit of coverage here, but there's just nothing. It is all wide open field. Everybody just hugging the edge for the little bit of coverage they have.
You can see this is one of the most disgusting areas of the map.
Gross, dude. This is straight gross. There's nothing.
It really is. Yeah, I think gross is a good way to put it. RQ is moving forward, though. They get themselves over towards the ballistics. Flash playing up on top. It's a good shot from the par. Expect nothing less. Hazaifa, the pile driver, off in the distance. Looking to smash these two teams apart as a solo. Quick tap fire.
He's going to have to tap fire. He's only got like 70 rounds left, and to make it even less, trying to get another elimination, though. Genfoss actually gets that knock on the bows. He's going for the thirst. He wants all the points here, but it's not going to be enough. That's 4 Thrives out of there. Here we go. It's Team Flash versus RRQ.
A nice interview with Flash earlier on. They were looking to find some more success today. There were some decent games yesterday. But can they secure the chicken dinner here at our halfway mark of day 2? Try and get themselves towards a position to get a direct qualification through to the finals in the top 5. Zeus playing off the back of the loot crate. Has the ghillie suit. Might actually be insanely important here. But they know they've spotted him. RRQ, a lot on the line for them right now. Win the final player left alive.
It's all up to RRQ here. They needed this win so desperately, especially with only 3 matches after this. They're trying to make that last second run into the top 5. And a chicken dinner here could be the beginning of that. But well, Team Flash, they're pushing themselves big up the leaderboards. Here we go, it's just win. He's got the last rock, but it ain't gonna be big enough. It's RRQ getting the chicken dinner right when they needed it.
playing off the missile. They certainly will rocket up the leaderboard with that one. It's an important moment for this team at this stage of the day, but the fight is not done yet. They do not want to drop back down towards that bottom 3. There is still a chance of it happening, but right now they could breathe a little easier.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, they definitely are. They didn't breathe well enough to where we saw no pop-off right from that win. It's just like,
I know.
It was just, woo! All right, good. You know, we're alive. Okay, let's see what we can do, though, before we really get happy.
But Flash, honestly, they played well. I think the aggression onto that compound versus Geeke, it was gorgeous. That was gorgeous. Really well set up, honestly. And I think there's been multiple times we've seen Flash where they've demonstrated join some of the teams maybe in the survival stage, not to mention the top 5 going straight to those grand finals. We're going to be heading over into Erangel for the last time of Group A. As the plane path sends on over, looks like we're coming from North George, cutting down towards Novo way. Towards that military base. We saw that military circle finish in the last match. It did get a little bit messy around the runway. Let's see if we can tidy things up here.
Yeah. Today, and obviously for some teams, John, that's the brutal reality of the situation. It's not just the last few games they're playing today, it could be the last few games they played this entire tournament. And obviously for what we've been building up for throughout the season, throughout this year, back-to-back grinding for some opportunities to really arrive in Paris, France here at EWC 26, John. If it's taken away from you in the space of 12 games, it's going to be such a gut-wrenching feeling.
Well, that's going to happen. It is going to happen necessarily to at least 12 players.
Yeah.
Because 3 of these teams are going to be going home, as the desk was talking about before. It's, you know, Alula on that bubble right now, 33 points to 35. They need to jump up a little bit further. It's a little bit further to go for the teams beneath them as well, but it is still all to play for as we enter the back half of the day. Over military base, looks like we've got 3 teams dropping out. Goat will be heading on through, trying to make their way over to Novo. A very heavy west plane path.
Yeah, it is a bit. Ooh, shift on that as well. God, we've had some kind of rough circles so far. John, I don't know if you'd agree, mate. Past day, especially today again, it's been a bit aggro. This is one that I imagine for Goat team, you're probably going to look up and go, you know what, it's not that bad. We love a late rotate, guys. This is the dream.
Yeah, grab some of those hovercrafts, pull a KRX, send in 2, and get in late into the game, or at least try to. Looks like Flasher on the hunt. They've spotted 2 players in a buggy. Out of the window he goes. Wint for the spray down. Doesn't quite connect on the first one. Reload, leaning out the windows. 3 players in the car, trying to chase them. But it looks like X-Force rejects are wily to it.
Yeah, Win looking for the lineup. Full gangster level plays as he leans out the back seat with the boys tracking nicely. That's going to be the bonnet over the top of Reverb to get their first Elim hard hammered in. So not ideal for Reject, John. You've dropped into a field and you've been mowed over by a vehicle.
Far from it. Yeah, absolutely. Do want to be keeping all your players alive right until the very end, Jackie. That is a top tip for Pubgmobile. But they are going to be playing on and right on the bubble as well in that 13th place position. It is rough stuff, especially given that they're one of the few teams who's already dropped up towards this north side, right? With 4 players, they have such a better opportunity with Severny to grab everything that they want. And if you guys want to grab everything that you want, make sure that you're joining the Uzumaki Naruto event to make sure you can get the chance to draw those beautiful skins that have been added to the game over the course of it. Let's see if you can take the top spots here. Well, you have to wait for that probably. Next qualifiers.
Yeah, maybe another year, maybe another time. But obviously for the squads that are battling it out right now, I do like the point that you established, the idea that for a team that was thankfully gifted a position that was far closer towards zone, you've got a quicker rotate to actually get yourself set up, find some safe ground, get yourself truly looted rather than just with scraps when things kick off and you're forced to run into a team on rotate. Well, that would be a lot easier if you had all 4 players. Even one at a pivotal point like this makes it far harder to actively fight. And Reject, I mean, not, you know, being rude, John, they need the extra level right now. You need the full squad. 3 players, this is going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, they're only 2 points ahead. They definitely need to have everything playing to their tune if they can get it. Team Flash very happy to be able to add another point to their tally, try and solidify themselves in towards the top 5. Because of how the plane path was sat, it did exacerbate those vehicle drops, which is why you see that sort of conflict. And then trying to break out to the east, you kind of are going to expect it on a situation like that where you start all the way out on that northwest side. So yeah, brilliant stuff for Team Flash to be able to hunt that one down. I just hope they didn't waste too much time. It was pretty quick though, so I don't imagine that they have. They also have all of Yasnaya to be looting through. We are seeing the classic Nigma Galaxy send 2 out and see how far you can go. I'm expecting to see them in Kameshki in about a minute.
Yeah, this has been, well, you know, relatively working for them. It's been something they've adopted far more with a 2-2 split, being a bit more proactive. We've seen that over the course of the flow of games today as well. Opportunity that they might run into some bystanders and possibly get a read on it. Avoid early interaction if possible with this setup. It's TTG just nearby, Ulf and then Flash in the middle as well. Another squad that's there though, John, OG. Been looking a lot more exciting as the event's gone on. A lot of fanfare behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. They have really picked things up today, obviously taking that top spot right now, just about pipping 4th Rives to the post for the time being, but there is still time to change that. Of course, again, very closely for position. But for both of these two teams, it's about that top 5. It's brilliant that you have that sort of step up for Orangutan, for 4th Rives. They have really been putting that pressure on towards the top of the tables, and it's been great to see that they've been able to ascend to such heights. But yeah, for Orangutan, they're looking much more coordinated today. They're looking like they really have it figured out in a lot of situations, I think it's safe to say. Quick refuel there for 4th Rives as I forget some target practice in. Getting ready for it. And I'm assuming, yeah, I'm just going to top that one up right to the tippy top, and off he goes. Falak on the road again. Falak was kind of crazy with it at the end of that last match, right? Sending forwards over towards, I think it was Nigma Galaxy to try and sweep through, obviously. No, sorry, it was Coops who took him down from Nigma Galaxy. Yeah. But yeah, it was really quite nutty what they were able to pull off there. Unfortunate that Coops did roll them down, but you can see why people talk about Falak the way they do from the play in the end there. I would say a little bit too much risk for my liking, but that's why I'm not in his shoes.
That's fair enough, man. I think, you know, at certain times you've got to dial it on, right? And if you can wreck yourself in those moments, we've seen when he does need to sort of realistically understand it's time to play a bit slower, be a bit more defensive, he can hit that switch. But he's so damn slick with it in firefights that, honestly, I'm pretty excited seeing him giving it. He started off day one with an absolute fanfare of performance, and that's not gone anywhere. Chance they might run into some uncomfortable water, though. You got this wrap over the bridge from Aurora, KRX just up ahead, and 2 of the 4-man split from Nigma, not too far away either.
Yeah, still in Pachinki though, and if I know anything about them, they're going to stay there until zone 2 and then see where they can go. Okay, no, they are on the road now, so they have finally looked to leave Pachinki. As we hop over on board with Geeke, they are currently moving out towards the east side of Roshok, trying to find a way to maybe have a chance to cross the river later on. It looks like Orangutan are further ahead in that pursuit though, and that's going to make things difficult. Will cause a bit of a roadblock there, and instead they post up in some of the buildings. At the moment, with the river as it sits, you're more going to look to prioritize the eastern side of this circle right now because it's so much more mobile. Teams out there are going to have the opportunity to send all the way north nice and quickly, or drop down south if it comes to it. But the teams around the river, they're going to be blocking each other. It's going to be a lot harder to move. It's very, very difficult to try and make that rotation. But sometimes that's just where you have to find yourself. That's just where you are going to end up going. But yeah, I'm looking at the teams on the east and thinking they're going to have a better time of it in towards stage 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's fair enough, man. As much as the ideal situation doesn't always present itself, sometimes you've got to just roll with the punches. We did see a little bit of a read there from Geeke as well. It's Ragnarok that's looked like he's actually kind of the spear of this team in situations where they want to instigate. He's always keen for a fight. Took some warning shots over towards OG. Won't really invest much into it, but info goes both ways. They don't need to all-out brawl right now. They'll avoid that encounter. This is going to get spicy soon, though, John. A lot of space that's going to be taken away. Tons of squads getting neck and neck towards each other, and that's the crunch that comes in.
Yeah, it keeps Yasnaya on the north side of this circle. Again, those teams out to the east side going to have better access to this one, but I'm looking at RRQ and wondering what their moves are here. It's a difficult spot for them. Do they try and force their way across the bridge? There's potential for them to get a good start, but
as time ticks away, it's going to get less and less likely that they can make it unscathed. However, they have managed to send forwards a scout. And actually, the compound to the south of that bridge looks fairly uncontested. They might just saddle themselves with a really quite brilliant compound on the west side of those Yaz fields. Very, very central. And potential to backswing if they do need to end up going to the north side in a crazy circle shift.
Ooh, 10 points for that one as well. Lovely work there, John. He's probably damaged the vehicle a little bit in terms of resale value, but hey-ho, for what it was a nice rotate right up the ramp.
You know what? A chicken dinner's worth any resale.
What we've seen, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bit of more of that. Right now they're looking over just towards the ridgeline, got a bit of a read on TTG, but once again, you don't want to throw the first domino and have it blow up in your face, but Flash,
don't know what sort of dominoes you're playing.
They're really big ones, but they're full of those, you know, the things you used to buy from the penny shop, you throw them down, they blow up. It's like that. Yeah. Bangers, John. Bangers.
Absolute bangers. Let's see if we've got a banger of fight on our hands here between Team Flash and Gaming Stars. Win pulling the pin. It looks like the opener has gone well, but Bozy has already fallen as well. So it is not looking super healthy. You've got KRX also poking their noses in from the south side of this fight, Jackie, which is going to potentially force it into an uncomfortable scenario. Well, more uncomfortable than it already is, to try and find themselves locked horns now. Gaming Stars trying to rebuff Team Flash. Yeah, KRX going to continue to just slyly creep around the wings of this.
Now on the periphery, keeping their eyes open. Swash going in. Ooh, trying to swing the broadsword there on contact. Top's good for one quick flash back. Rolex with the heavy artillery doing damage as well. So trading blows right now, but this is looking like a pretty good recovery for Flash, John.
Yeah, it looks that way indeed as Gaming Stars go down and Flash hold their nerve in the fight. Some really cheeky angles being held there. The two ghillie suits on the inside of the building, not going to matter too much, but it does probably feel a little bit more insulting when you see a little bush Wookiee coming around the corner, taking those shots at you. In the meantime, we saw a player earlier drop from X-Force Rejects. It looks like they may not find too much more luck out in the open as they rotate towards the Wizard Tower here. This is very, very central in those Yaz fields. It is completely isolated, and SafG has nades for days. He's got one more, and he puts them to bed.
Man, that's clean. Straight on target, lines it up, knocks them down. 10 points for that one, as he'll be walking away with his head held high if this was basketball. Right now it's Pubgmobile though, and they're living their movie. Two elims chimed in. They did lose easy for Bad Boy, so it's a three-man squad from this point forward.
See what they can get done with that. I was keeping track of the Enigma Galaxy rotate that we saw, the wide split. The forward duo actually rotated back around the side and re-injected from that south edge. And now Enigma Galaxy sit on the south side of this one. Should potentially have a pretty good position into the circle, but Four Thrives moving in from the east side could make that difficult. This is an interesting rotate coming through from AGAL, right? They are actually going over the north side of the Yaz Lake, followed by Alula, but they're going to have to try and cross the bridge. It looks like that Rossok bridge is going to be available for them. But are they going even further west? Okay, fair enough. If they don't have the scouting information, you might expect that Rossok bridge could be sat underneath.
Yeah, I suppose the paralysis by analysis on that one, overthinking it just in case. We'll see if they take a bit of time for a slightly longer rotate on it. Right now, more of a scouting party mission to read things. Alula going to double back as well towards Yaz as they don't overcommit on the chase. I'm looking at this very slow rotate we've had from GOAT as well. This is more classic GOAT, John. They love just wasting the time, dialing it down. And a potential fight versus Four Thrives is something where Killer Joe loves to stick his face into the mix. But look who gets the first knock. Falak out swinging.
And the flush as well comes on through. Falak on the broadside though, and it's Team Flash to crack him open. And it will go down. Not quite getting the flush, but he's very, very low. Immediately IQ swings on wide. The spray down needs to come through, but the rest of Flash not quite in position. It was a cheeky pick, but I think they're going to be able to get Falak back to his feet. Zeus moves into an off angle though, and that could be the high ground they're looking for with GOAT in the wings. Two, there is danger on every front. Falak will be back though, and he will look to get some healing done. Four Thrives look to maintain
connections from Hooksy and Tree. That's going to be him left banged out in the field, John, as KRX clean up on that free elim.
No possibility of recovery there. Playing a player down now as well. Two players down now for Flash. KRX looking to hunt down a third as Zeus heads out into the blue with his comrade on the east side, really getting hounded out of town now. 3 circles in. We're about to see that next stage coming through, and as soon as you start getting knocked in the blue zone, it's not going to work out well for you. This central area, Ulf's compound, super important. With this next circle shift coming on through, if it heads out to the east, okay, it's going to guard a lot of access for the teams on the north, out to that west side as well. But I'm looking at Enigma Galaxy here, and I'm thinking they found themselves in a pretty solid spot, as have 4 Thrives. Geek as well, holding down that area, could potentially be on to a winner. But Thundertalk, slap bang in the middle, might just have what they needed, because X-Force Rejects, they're down and out already. We'll see if they can make it happen.
Pot shots being taken towards RRQ as well, with Alula finally making their push down. We had that split from either side of the squads with AGAL. And Alula being thrown into the blender. RRQ attempting to get the shots on target. Fury, a third party, as Chief starts to strike. And they might be able to clean up onto this as well. Force the issue back onto Alula following the damage they've taken from that investment, John.
Trying to recoup some losses. See if they can consolidate, re-engage a little bit stronger. That north side does need to conclude fast, though, because the circle has just started closing. AGAL on the west edge. That slow west side swipe is going to work out well for them in terms of staying alive, but the west insert may be a little bit more tricky. Ooh. On board with Furia as they take a tumble, but it's 1-for-1.
R3B, what can he do here? Closing the gap with the shotty, quick switch to the primary as well. Tracing not quite on point to get the back tag off as Furia do dip out. But you can see the damage is already done. It's only a solo that barely might survive. Survive being the operative term, and not this time. Alula wave bye-bye to Furia as they are down and out.
And they say hello to the top 13 with that as well. The 7 eliminations they found, they are making that break for the survival stages here and now in match 10. Takes until double digits apparently, but an inch is as good as a mile when it comes to qualification. And that's what they're looking for. As far as they can go in this match, they will start to put a buffer between them and the 2 teams beneath them who have already been eliminated from this match, which is brilliant news for them. And they might be chasing down Geek and potentially
that we're watching the rear. They're going to move up onto him safely in the comp. Too far
have the challenge. Step forward, SafG wins it, and Doc just wasn't there. The rest of Aurora. With them, they got 4 players alive, playing from outside the circle. They'll need to find a route in.
Living the dream right now. Further damage done. Meanwhile, we switch over to the POV of Aurora. Nice nades on target. Satan takes the brunt of the damage. Ulf still attempting to fight versus 4 Thrives, but they're silenced as they cut their way through them. Lord battles back on the top, up close. Ralph can't withstand the fight from Joel. Good play with a shotty, and he's got space to be able to calm this one down, John. Tuck into the limited cover. AGAL from the sideline, though.
Oh, getting stuck in. Sure, why not? Aurora down to 1, just Joel remains. Doc is a goner. There is no way that he's going to get that player back up. Surely not. Has to try and play on this high ground. The zone will keep him in if he moves forwards to some of these trees, but gonna stim up first, allow the blue zone to creep in. Doc, yeah, he's not coming back. That's gonna be confirmed now. As AGAL will take that point. Coops, the solo for Enigma Galaxy, who ruined the day for 4 Thrives last time around. Let's see if he's going to do the same thing here, but they are on opposite sides of the circle. Might be a little bit harder. Zypher, though, wants to try and get all over this circle. It's not going to go well, though, as they do take a tumble. Phalanx down 2.
Yeah, this is looking brutal now. 2 players removed. It's all on IQ. Brains at the operation as he sprints through the smokes, looking to get a lineup onto them. Shotgun special, but not enough to deliver the payload, John. AGAL withstand the fight, shut down 4 Thrives, and can they reset from this? No one in immediate vicinity to attack onto them. They might be able to reset cleanly. TTG advancing up onto Joel as well.
They finally found a second elimination. They can leave here. They are the only team with 4 players alive. The pickups coming through on the east side is going to potentially give them a threat here, but this flex out needs to go well. It's only against 1 player, but that 1 player is Joel. So we'll see if he's got anything left in attack. They disengage from it. Interesting. Prioritizing staying in the zone, I guess.
Yeah, for TTG as well, right? It feels like you're in such a risky position in terms of the overall standings. You've got to get out there and give us a little bit more of that confidence, but still trying to grind this one out all the way to the bitter end. Keep themselves in the contest of a fair 4-on-4 firefight, I suppose. Thinking about AGAL as more their big competition than risking it versus Zhou.
I mean, that high ground would have been great to try and suppress the rotation from AGAL for them. I feel like there's a lot of merit in trying to keep that hilltop going for you. You're right, it could have been dangerous, but I don't think you're going to win tournaments if you don't like the danger. And that's just not what's happening. AGAL making the cross against the duo from Nick the Galaxy, and that's how you want to hold. A nice little opening spray down, but two players unload right next to the compound. A third on the flip side as well. Maple looking to burn Lord out of position. Coops is half HP as well. Immediately catches him on the egress, and now Coops is looking for more, but what has he got left? Because Lord is down, and now Coops is the next to follow.
Really cleanly played there for Maple. Nice setup with the molly, instant switch to the rifle to hold the angle. Joel, meanwhile, has been crouching around all the commotion, but he's found Jimmy, dispatches him, and we get into that final 4-on-4 head-to-head. AGAL looking slightly more green around the gills with a single knock onto the roster, leaving them with an effective 3 to fight back versus TTG. Jimmy already got a bit of his power rising off the back of the knock onto Joel. What more can he do here? Nades chucked out for defensive maneuvers. They're committing to get this res off, and there's no aggression to punish with the advantage.
The nades not quite connecting for Thunder Talk. This is sort of getting a little bit messy, but look at this flex out on the east side, sitting, trying to find an angle, but regroups back in. They're sort of putting themselves on the northwest side of this circle, and not as much pressure as they might need. They do know the full lay of this fight, though. They know where all of these players are for AGAL, so the full information is there. They would hear those vehicles. They would spot the runouts coming through. With Jimmy's angle there on the high ground, they might just be able to do something here. But 5 eliminations for AGAL, 3 eliminations for TTG. These are some fairly quiet games from these two potential winning candidates.
Scary as well, man, looking at the setup on the angle. It felt like that was your one opportunity, at least, where you had an advantage in the engagement. Now, as time ticks by, it was a nice setup from XEZ on the top side, just scanning over the periphery of the building. They've got nades to play with as well, so if you crash onto this, TTG are going to have a bumpy ride through, dumping some of the defensive utility out as well. A few Molotovs into the field.
Trying to hold on to a little bit more for later on when you get closer, when you get forced into known nade range. Much more tricky to hit it around the buildings. I mean, when you don't quite know exactly where they are, you can argue that it would be good to put them in now and maybe find an opening knock against AGAL, but they're going to look to try and levy that later on. Liu getting rezzed up there was a massive benefit for them. It means that they have this outpost all the way on an off angle. It's covering off so much ground and limits Thunder Talk's position really heavily. Not following through for that flush may have just been a crucial mistake for Thunder Talk.
On the other side of the coin, it's a play that could pay dividends for AGAL. This is the worrying duo setup as well. Zone crunching in. We'll see if Maple's forced to advance over the hard cover. The top side for the peek up, sitting on the door.
Versus 4 would be necessary. Cower on the northwest side, they just are too. One down, and instead AGAL take the top spot. Points, 9 eliminations, a nice close down for them.
A bit final fight, and it felt problematic. TTG paying for place, hoping that it would pay off, but that one moment, John, where it felt like you had a chance
stuck straight on him.
It's a chance of a lifetime here for Four Thrives. It absolutely is. I think they're coming off a massive high. One of the most insane days we've seen in PUBG Mobile for a long, long time. So, potential here for something fantastic to happen for the Pakistan squad. I hope so. I mean, for them, it can't all end there at PMGO. We're looking for at least a top 5 here at PNWC. I think they've got the gusto in them to make it happen. Furia, though, like I said before, I think this is a real dark horse for the team. I think that they could take it all if they are playing to their max potential. Everyone knows that I'm a huge fan of Ulf. Okay, everyone knows that.
We do know.
I'm not going to make too much of a mess of that. But yeah, Aaron's one of my favorite players of all time, and I think that he really showed up in PMGO. Now, the rest of the team does need to step up a little bit more around him to fully lock that down. But Ketch is playing really well. Aaron's playing really well. I want to see a bit more of Scarface. This guy used to carry teams on his back in the back of the day. You know, long-range specialist, and he was lovely at it. But I think that's the thing for Ulf, is that all the gears need to be moving in tandem as things go forward, because otherwise they're not going to be able to grab that scoreline out of the top. And we do have a treat coming into Group B as well. We get to see Alpha 7. We get to see whether, you know, the curtain has closed for that team. So I really hope it hasn't. I hope the show does go on for that squad.
Yeah.
Prolific team throughout PUBG Mobile history.
Absolutely. The only team to have won all 3 major global titles, right? This is a team that has such a long history, such a prestige within the scene.
Are they done?
But they got eliminated in the first stage of PMGO. It was a massive surprise to everyone, finishing bottom 2 of their group, which was just like out of nobody would have predicted that. People were predicting Alpha 7 to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
And to get eliminated in such fashion was pretty devastating for them. I think, you know, they probably already shelled out for the hotel rooms for the rest of the tournament, right? So nothing, if not that, that's a loss in itself. So hopefully they can stay here a little bit longer in Paris.
Well, the boys look confident this time around, at least. I mean, Revo, we know, is one of the best players in the world. And I would go out on a limb and say he's one of he is the best shotgun player in the world of all time so far. I mean, Robs takes a close second on that, but yeah, I think for Alpha 7 to finish their run here, I don't think it's the case. I think they've got more left in the tank. It has just been a rough couple of tournaments so far. But we are getting into our first game real shortly here right now on Rondo.
It is time to get on into the playing path. We are loading our players on up, and it is fit to get messy. Remember, Rondo has those recall towers blank, so everybody dropping in, they're going to be going to Neox Factory, they're going to be going to Tinlong Gardens, and they're going to be having it out, sending their solos out to those recall towers to give them that anchor into the rest of the match if things don't go their way.
First playing path of the tournament, here it comes, here we go. Getting stuck into the thick of it right now here at PMWC at EWC, match number 1 of Group A. Let's get it kicked off.
Time to go on in. It looks like we're coming at it from the northeast side of the map. Cutting down through the middle, our players. We've got cameras focused on all of them. They are under the hot lights of the studio, down on the stage, ready to get things done as we wait for our gameplay to come on through.
We're just coursing through right now, keeping it calm, chilled out. Players do jump on out.